Hello and welcome to the final show of the year, brought to you by CCI TV. I'm Molly Lucas and we are coming to you live from the Eldon Building, home of the Creative and Cultural Industries faculty, right here at the University of Portsmouth.
And I'm Rachel Jones. We are television and broadcasting students, and in this special hour-long show, it's all about games and animation within the School of Creative Technologies. But that's not all. This is just one of 3 long live shows this evening, showcasing different sections within the Creative Technologies.
Throughout the evening, we will be showcasing the terrific range of work produced in this school in the university by students and staff alike. And we will also be treating you to some television and broadcasting highlights from each CCI production team.
This first hour will be highlighting the success of those in the animation and gaming fields here in the university. But before we go any further, let's take a look at the Games and Animation Students Showreel for 2016. incredible was all of that? The faculty is full of really talented people.
It definitely is, Rachel. Now, these days, animation and gaming is enjoyed by an eclectic group of people, appealing to different generations and people of all ages.
With different genres entertaining billions of people all over the world, it is no surprise that in 2013, consumers spent £21.5 billion on gaming and software.
That is an incredible amount of money. So, with all this technology advancing at such a fast rate, who knows what we can achieve in the future and where these developments might just take us?
Well, let me tell you, Molly, it's possible that the future of gaming and animation could come from the impressive work produced by university students right here.
Thanks, Josh. It's really interesting to hear about the work being produced by students right here in the Eldon building, and also so great to see how each student takes such pride in the work that they produce.
It really is. Now feast your eyes on this short film made by first year's BA Film Production.
Fark FK is a street artist based in Portsmouth. In the day, he co-owns a small South Sea cafe called the Tea Tray, where he serves drinks, cakes and some of his own work. But at night, he really goes to work. His artwork can be found on walls, canvas, toys, and anything else he gets his hands on, most commonly on display on the walls of Portsmouth. Fark FK's signature blue style is recognised all over the world.
Now, many types of animation exist from all different places across the globe, but there's no common classification to describe them.
Hand-drawn animation, for example flipbooks and 2D animation films, seem to be becoming more developed in the modern age due to the advancements and changes in modern computing software.
However, even though it isn't being drawn on paper, it's still used as a great source to create entertainment. Shows like The Simpsons, SpongeBob SquarePants and Adventure Time are actually still drawn digitally on a computer and are very popular to watch.
I do love a bit of SpongeBob. 3D animation is another popular form of animation, with it being used within video games, feature films and also adverts. But there are ways in which animation is used, some of which you might not usually think of.
Josh is currently with someone who has used 3D animation in an entirely unique and different way. So let's join in now.
Thanks, Rachel. I'm currently joined by Cyprian Silajan, a master's student studying computer animation here in the university. Welcome. So can you tell me about your work? How did you go about making this reconstruction of Corfe Castle?
Well, it involved a few different pipelines, but for the reconstruction I did, it was basically going there at the castle, filming actual footage, live action footage of the castle.
It's all based on reference footage?
No, it's actually a combination of live action footage combined with digital 3D models.
Okay, yeah.
So it's a combination between reality and digital.
Okay, so what softwares would you use in order to combine the two?
I used a number of software such as Maya, Nuke for compositing, Mari for texturing the castle, and a few other standard packages like Photoshop and Premiere for film.
Okay, so when did you actually start making this project? How long did it actually take you to get everything together, get the reference footage, and then begin making the reconstruction?
Well, I started kind of at the beginning of December. I gathered the footage then, and the actual production started in January, and it took me around 3 months while also working on different other university projects.
So it's been a very, very long project for you.
Yes, I think
Yeah.
this was the most intensive one I ever done. Yeah.
Very intense. Would you do it again with another building or significant landmark, something like that?
Oh, sure, I would do it. I just need to see which one would be next.
Yeah, something that's maybe simpler, I don't know. Do you want to do something more complex or just stick to a more simpler design?
I would do something more complex, but also Corfe Castle was really complex, just in the way I did it. At first hand was a bit more simple because I just wanted to capture the essential of it. But if I would ever do this as a full-time job, I definitely would like to try something even more complex.
Yeah, another maybe historical site as well.
Yes,
Include
another
that.
castle or another historical building, maybe even naval ships.
Oh, so actually you can do it with vehicles as well, not just landmarks.
Yes, sure. Anything historical related.
Oh, awesome, yeah. So when you do another project, because it's something you're really passionate about, is it more of a personal endeavor for you?
Well, the reconstruction of Corfe Castle was for my final year project in my third year, but I could choose whatever I wanted. So I decided to do reconstruction because I'm quite passionate about the medieval culture and historical things.
Okay, and after leaving university, would you want to go into a company or set up something for yourself?
It's kind of either way, really, but at first maybe I would like to work in a company to gather more experience.
And get the experience you need to be able to set something up on your
Yeah.
own. Yeah. And finally, what's been the best highlight for you of your time at university?
Well, I think now at my master's, since the work I did, reconstruction, was made 1 year ago, but this year it got published in a number of newspapers such as Daily Mail, The Times, and a few other small
awesome.
local newspapers and another magazine.
That's fantastic. You've done a fantastic job with that. Thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
And talking to us about your work, Cyprian. It was interesting to hear about a unique way that animation can be used to bring the past back to life. Now, Stina and the Wolf is a computer-animated feature film which uses performances captured by live actors and a mix of 2D and 3D animation. Let's take a look at what the current crew have been getting up to and find out more about the work that goes into the making of this film.
Sometimes when you're in trouble, it's nice to find somewhere peaceful to hide away.
My name is Fiona and I'm the animation lead in Stina and the Wolf. Stina and the Wolf is a student and lecturer collaborative film project run by the University of Portsmouth, which allows students to gain industry experience outside of their course. At the height of the project, there have been upwards of 100 students working on it. At the moment, there are only 2 or 3, so it varies in a huge amount. Other faculties do have the opportunity to get involved in Stina and the Wolf. We have had fashion students advising on the costumes and so on, graphic design and for the lettering or the promotional materials. It very much depends on who volunteers at what point, what we have. But there is definitely opportunity for cross-course collaboration. The Southampton Gregg School provided the actors for the film. They were drama students and they came in and did the motion capture shoot over a summer about 4 or 5 years ago. And so we've got the whole film motion captured, all blocked out, and now we're just doing all the post-production work with the students here at the University of Portsmouth.
Yeah, my name is Melina and I'm part of the cloth simulation and the rigging department for Stina and the Wolf. Yeah, there's a small amount of us, but we have quite a large number of departments. So each person, we have one person in charge of each department. So we have modelling, animation. I'm in charge of 2 smaller departments, which are rigging and cloth simulation. And basically everybody's got a task. And then, for example, bigger departments like animation, for Fiona, she has two animators underneath her, so she is the one directly approving and giving feedback to their work before it goes to the director.
I'm Ted, and I am head of the modelling department and a visual effects artist on the film as well. I don't really ever see it to be a pain, but it's probably just the little administrative things that you wouldn't usually have to do if you were working in industry. That sort of like, as we're not a fully functioning studio, artists have to do admin stuff and keep on track of who's doing what. Well, I think most of what it's being driven by really is the opportunity that students have doing the computer animation courses. Like, it's such a good opportunity to be involved in like a feature film, that it's really just the volunteering that drives it really. When applying for jobs, you have to submit a show reel, and having something like this on your show reel improves your chance of getting employed so much.
Obviously there is a big turnaround with students leaving, and students are only here for 3 or 4 years. It's an entirely voluntary project, and therefore we can't regulate it. Often we find a lot of first years are really keen in the project, but they don't have the necessary skills yet to be able to be a huge amount of help. Obviously we do spend some time training people up, but most of the people who've done really well on Student Rules have joined in their 2nd or 3rd year for a shorter amount of time, because we are working at that high-end scale. At the moment we use software primarily called Softimage, which is this software here. Unfortunately this is being discontinued by Autodesk, who make it, so we can no longer use it after we finish this short film.
So we're now trying to move over our entire pipeline to Maya, which includes all the models, assets and rigs, which is a quite difficult process. We've got a master's student actually working on this at the moment. He based his entire master's around a software solution to transfer between those two programs.
If you want to get involved in Stina and the Wolf, you just contact any one of the team. We're pretty well known around the building. We do usually do art tests for the major roles like animation or modelling, because we have a huge amount of interest and we need to keep those high standards. But anyone's welcome at any time to drop along and at least have a chat about the different departments, because there are a huge range of tasks. Everything we work on we get to show on our show reels, which is fantastic. It really helps us stand out from the crowd because it's such a high standard of work.
The Wolf is still an ongoing project currently at the University of Portsmouth, and as you saw in the VT, motion capture is a vital and important part of creating the characters' movements and emotions within the film. This enables them to bring the characters to life in a realistic and accurate way. Here to talk to us about motion capture in more detail is Alex Council, the head of the mocap studio here in the Eldon building. Welcome.
Hi.
Now, the first thing I've got to address is, how are we seeing this CG character on the sofa? How is this working?
I don't know if anyone's seen motion capture. We're specialist suits with tracking markers on, and a camera setup that we've got tracks the movement of the person in the suit, and then we use real-time computer technology to transfer that movement onto digital characters, put them on a green screen background, and then you can see him superimposed as he is here today.
It is quite unbelievable, and there's quite an extensive setup here in the Eldon building. Is this the sort of technology that students have available to them?
Yep, the studio's open all the time. Students can approach us. Some courses they automatically do motion capture on because of what they're learning on the course, but it's an open studio. We have students running the studio as well, so anyone can come in who's interested and can kind of get involved. We always need actors and have people to help out, so it's kind of an open studio for everyone.
Does it require any training to actually wear the suit?
To actually operate the equipment takes a lot of training and the software, but to get in a suit, anyone can.
So yeah, I could get in a suit if I wanted to.
The less self-conscious you are, the better, because they're skin-tight suits. Yeah, you just got to be able to act and ignore the fact that the suit's there.
So another thing I'm interested in is, I believe this character is a preset.
Yep.
So how would I go about, if I wanted to create a superhero or something like that, how would I go about doing that?
Well, when you interviewed Sonny earlier on, you saw the models that he makes. That's the first start of the process. Someone has to model the character in CG, and then we do a process called rigging, which is putting the bones in and the skeleton, and that drives the animation data. And then what we then do is we track the person of motion capture skeleton, and then we can transfer that motion across to drive the motion of our character. I'm slightly worried because I can't see what he's up to.
Yeah, I can't either. So it's almost like a puppet.
Yeah, digital
almost.
puppetry, yeah.
Yeah. So just to prove to the audience that this is genuine and it is being captured live, let's see if we can get the CG character to do something for us. Let's see, if I poke the character, is that...
Wrong way.
Is that working?
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's unbelievable. So, do you think this is... oh my gosh, it's actually getting closer to me. Do you think this technology is being used more and more and is going to be developed more in the future?
Motion capture's been around for a long, long time, over 30 years in use in film and games and television. The biggest leap we've seen forward is in real-time technology. Like you can see the character in real time with us, is being able to feed someone's motion in real time into game engines, virtual reality, live on television. It's been around for a long time, and I'm sure it will stay for a long time because it's a very accurate way of capturing motion, and it's adaptable because you just stick markers on things. You can change the setup quite quickly. If you want to track an object, you can just put markers on an object and track the movement of the object, and it's adaptable, quick and adaptable, and easy to use kind of in a production environment. Yeah?
Okay, so would you say that's easier than doing another form of animation?
There's a trade-off when you're doing production about the realism that you want. And now some productions like Pixar, who do all of they don't use motion capture at all. And their traditional animation, it's down to the preference, and also then it'll be figured out by how much it's going to cost for someone to work on an animator to do all the animation. And the trade-off is, could we get that performance done quicker? So for the bigger sort of grander productions, the decisions are made. If it's mostly human characters and you want the very realistic movement, then motion capture is kind of the best way to give you that realism in your movement.
Okay, is motion capture quite expensive to carry out for a game or a film?
Yes, it is. The studio setups can range anything from hundreds of thousands up to millions of pounds. For example, our studio at the university is worth well over £500,000. So it's not cheap to set up mo capture.
So it's quite exclusive almost.
To set a studio up is not, but the cost of actually going and filming and shooting depends on the studio, and is costed out on the want and the need of the production. Really, there's a trade-off that has to be made cost-wise. Animators cost a lot of money too, because you have to pay someone a lot of time to produce the animation. But then again, if you think the process can help with motion capture and get that stuff filmed and processed more quickly, then that's the decision that will be made by the animation director or the producer on the film.
I see. So it's really a case of what is required for the project in the end.
Not one's not better than the other. Yeah. It's another tool in a digital production.
Just another way of doing it. Yeah.
We chose for Stina and the Wolf, for example, to use motion capture because we hadn't planned everything meticulously, so we could get actors in and get them to naturally perform and improvise off each other. And that was a really nice process because we could see as it was going.
Yes, this has been absolutely fantastic, but unfortunately we're out of time. Thank you for giving us the insight into motion capture, and a big thanks for bringing along your CG friend. That was very interesting interacting with it. Now, why don't we go back to Molly and Rachel to see what some more students have been up to this year.
Thanks, Josh and Alex. It's amazing to think that all of this has been made by university students.
It's really exciting to see students showcase their work. So why don't we take a look at a group of placement students that have taken the very brave step into creating their own company for a year. Brace yourselves, guys, for something amazing.
My name is Matthew Whitby, and I'm one of the designers and also the character artist for Super Streetscape. And it is a third-person action roguelike, which has the player sort of either rollerblade or skate through one end of the city to the other, sort of collecting superpowers, defeating thugs and robbers to then defeat the massive monster that's holding the mayor captive.
So every level will be randomly generated. And every time you play it, you have different powers. You can find different powers on the level.
So one run through you might have, say I have teledash and fire fists and I can throw boulders and all that sort of stuff, but you might not get that on the next run through of the game.
Heavily inspired by a large stack of comic books.
Jet Set Radio was a massive inspiration for us. The way that they dealt with the actual rollerblading. So
one of the coolest moments we ever had was like when we were designing the game and we were just thinking of powers, We're planning to have like 100+ hours in the game, so we always had to sort of keep our ideas a little bit grounded. There was a lot of like, I like this, I also like this, and then sort of making it its own. Last year, I was actually quite torn between going into the industry and starting up our own company. I think I would gain more experience with, and learn more overall from just starting from scratch, working with a team of friends. We haven't had any sort of big arguments in the company or anything like that. It felt like, as a company, we just sort of meshed well together and we all wanted the same thing.
If you're going to be a game development company, definitely design your game first, as thoroughly as you possibly can. Also, keep marketing in mind. Everyone wants to make their game. Nobody wants to tell everyone about their game. So, yes, definitely do marketing.
Make a really good design document, because as I said previously, if you don't have a design document, you probably won't have a game.
We're very diplomatic in finding solutions to any sort of, and like I said, it's normally things, I don't agree it should do this. We take a vote, and if it's like, if 50-50 fit, we find a solution that most people are happy with. From the get-go, the university have been really helpful. Last year we sort of went through the process of asking really nicely to get some office space, and then so all of this year we've been set up in the innovation space, top floor, and it's all sort of free for 9 months, which is honestly really incredible.
We also get mentoring from, I think they now call themselves Nest. They're up on the 2nd floor of the innovation space, and they help with developing new startup businesses, and they've helped us with accountants and all our financing.
But then there's also been other ways. There's been actually some opportunities for funding. For one, there was a Santander grant. We were successful in getting some funding that way, and as well as the university supporting us to go to MCM Comic-Con, which we'll be at now. Which the university was kind enough to sort of put some funding towards it to make it a reality. And this Insomnia was an amazing. I guess Comic-Con is essentially our pinnacle, our biggest moment of this year.
We went for the design phase first. That took maybe about a month. We sat down and expanded our initial design document, which is about 25 pages, up to about 90 odd pages of this is what the game is going to be. And then we went through prototyping, and then just as we found that time was becoming short, we was like, okay, let's just rapid development. This is what we've got to do. Here's our priority list. Go.
Everybody in the company has to multitask. We have to sort of cover all our bases that a large company or studio would have a person to do each. We just have to sort of wear many hats. I think we were quite fortunate with the skill sets of our team members. We had a half and half split between 3 artists and 3 programmers, and then even further there is myself, I quite like doing all the character stuff. We have Matt Evans, who's our environmental artist, and he's really good at it, really good with like texturing it as well. And then we have Marin, who does our animation and particle effects. So just there, we sort of cover like a lot of the core bases for art asset creation, particles, animation, all that stuff. And then on the programming side, we have 2 gameplays and a systems programmer. We all have our areas as specialists that there's no massive overlap, so there's no guys who are like, yeah, I kind of want to do some character art. It's like everyone knows what they're doing, and we sort of stick to their areas. For our company, I think our biggest achievement so far was definitely going to Insomnia. 2 Insomnia festivals, both Insomnia 56 and 57. At 57 we had our own booth. We were there for the whole weekend, and it was just honestly just like an amazing experience. We came back with like 4 pages of feedback, and honestly we didn't even have like anybody go, no, this game's not fun, or everyone really enjoyed it. It was honestly one of the best experiences. So if we're successful with our Greenlight campaign, then the game will be accessible on Steam. We're actually releasing a demo, so there'll be a demo out at the moment that people can download from our website. So at the moment, we're running a Kickstarter campaign to help sort of the development costs and stuff like that. And one of the more important ways you can sort of help us is we've also got a Steam Greenlight campaign going on at the same time. So a vote for us to get on Steam would be incredibly useful. And if not, we have a pound. We're not American. We have a pound donation on Kickstarter, which will send you a thank you email.
Thank you so much to Broken Earth Game Studios for giving us such an interesting interview. And don't forget, if you would like to donate to their Kickstarter, go on the website and search Super Street Skate.
And Rachel, don't forget, you can download their free demo from the same website, so don't miss out on that.
Now, time for another instalment from BA Film Production.
Art's always, making a mess has always been my thing. And then over time it's become an obsession, the reflection inside an eye, so I'm forever studying the reflection in people's eyes. As an artist I can put something else in that reflection and tell a story through there. There's a whole narrative that you can explore.
Games aren't just about the play itself. There's a lot more that goes into making the beautiful sets, designs and scenes within the game.
You may think it appears out of nowhere, but it all starts with a humble drawing known as concept art. Joining Josh is Carl Barnes, who creates concept art.
Let's head back over to Josh to learn a bit more.
Thanks, Rachel. Hello, Kyle. Thank you for joining us. So what does concept art actually involve?
So the main thing with concept art is it acts as a buffer between the production team and the design team. Often a designer won't completely understand the idea that they want to create, so they'll need a concept artist in order to convey that idea. It will then move into production. It then goes into communicating the idea to the production team. So rather than walking up to someone and going, "Oh, I've got this crazy idea about a green alien that attacks the Earth," you can actually go, "Oh, well, here's a picture of what that's going to look like," which makes it a bit
Get a better
easier.
idea of what
Exactly,
it is, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. How did you get into concept art?
So I've always been quite a drawer, always. My granddad's quite a good drawer and an oil painter as well, so I've always kind of looked up to his artwork and thought, "Oh, it's brilliant." And I guess kind of when I went to college and studied computer games, I had to kind of find my niche, and I wasn't quite sure at the time. I was looking at design, and then I just started drawing again, and it just felt natural. It came naturally, and I really enjoyed it. I loved bringing other people's ideas to life, and just playing in that role, adding my own piece to their idea.
Okay, is it characters that you just do for concept art, or do you do other things like other objects?
It can differ. You can do characters, environments, entire maps. Concept art is very kind of a wide spectrum. You can even end up doing things like plans, plan views of characters. That's like T-poses. When you're modelling them, you need someone who's just flat out so someone can model them. It's not kind of glitzy illustration art all the time.
Anything that needs to be visualised
exactly,
by the
yeah.
production team, yeah. So with your concept art, where do you get your inspiration from?
So I looked at a few. I always kind of find as many references as I can to begin with. I kind of like to have a meeting with whoever I'm working for, really get an idea of their passion behind the idea and what they want to convey. And then I'll go away and I'll just kind of think of that kind of genre. For the one that we've done at the moment, I kind of looked at Alien, Predator, Star Wars, kind of all the old puppet monsters.
It's quite a variety of projects.
Exactly, yeah. Just to really convey what's alien, what's sci-fi to people, and then try and build upon that.
Is sci-fi your preferred genre?
No, I have done quite a few different genres. I kind of like fantasy and sci-fi. It gives me a nice bit of room to kind of explore what I want to create.
A slightly more creative genre.
Exactly,
it is, yeah. So what different projects have you drawn for?
So
at university?
At the moment, obviously I've done the AAA project with the Alien creation. I've worked on my Create Worlds creation, which was also more concept art, characters, environments, and then building an entire level. And I've on my placement year that I took, I started up a little company called Little Pixel with a few friends, and I was currently working on the concept art for that as well, which hopefully will be released in a few months.
Awesome, awesome. Now, just quickly, do you have any tips for anyone trying to get into concept art?
I would really kind of just, anything you see online, don't necessarily think it's concept art. Don't get too scared of thinking that your art's not good enough. It's about effort, it's about conveying an idea. It's not what other people tell us to the standard.
People's opinion, it's not necessarily right or wrong.
Exactly, yeah.
Right, so thank you very much for joining us today and discussing your final year work.
Thank you.
Wish you all the best in the future.
Thank you very much.
That's it from me, but before we end, let's see one last BAFP film before heading back over to Molly and Rachel. Goodbye.
The house is called Jack House. We're a commercial gallery. It's a good idea to have a good, simple, strong name for a business. Creating a new gallery in Portsmouth was doing something completely new. One could open a gallery in London and frankly they're 10 a penny, you've got a huge amount of competition. The idea of trying to develop an art market or an art base here in Portsmouth appealed to me. The recent show that we did with John Green, which was about the Portsmouth dockyard, really engaged local people here. And I believe that a great many of the people that came into the gallery hadn't actually been into a gallery before. They came in because it was about the dockyard, because they perhaps knew John Green, but it meant that they actually stood in front of pictures in the space and engaged with the process of actually just looking at an image on the wall.
Well, we hope you've enjoyed the show and learned a lot about animation and video games. I know I sure have.
I have. Please do not hesitate to get in contact with us via Twitter at CCITV or on Facebook, facebook.com/CCI channel.
And if you want to watch the show again, find us on YouTube at youtube.com/CCITV channel. We hope you've enjoyed the show and continue watching as there is so much more to come in the next 2 hours.
We would just like to thank everyone who has created and been involved with all of the production of all the shows throughout the year. It really has been an incredible year with some amazing shows being produced.
It really has, and I can't believe this is Blue's final show.
It's Blue's final show.
I honestly can't believe it's all coming to an end. But for now, we're going to leave you with a highlights package of all the shenanigans that the Blue team, the best team, have got up to this year.
Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
And when you're annoyed with something, when you're having a hard day. Ready to go? But right now? Now, okay. And welcome to What's on Portsmouth, just one of the many shows this year brought to you by CCI TV, located in the Eldon building.
Oh my god.
Hi, my name's Jessica and... Oh my god.
Okay,
so it's going to make me laugh. Hi, my name's Jessica and I'm going to talk about the AutoCue role. I enjoy this role because you can control the way that the presenters talk at.
Welcome to Fashion, one of many shows brought to you by CCI TV, coming to you live from the Eldon building. home to the Faculty of Creative and Cultural Industries here at the University of Portsmouth. I'm Maisie Morris.
And I'm Johnny Rumble.
Hi, I'm Maisie and I presented the fashion show as part of one of the 6 shows we did for CCI. I really enjoyed presenting because I've never done it before and I thought it would be a great opportunity to try something out different. Because I also produced fashion, I found it a lot more easier to present because number one, I knew the interviewee, so it was more chatty and yeah, I just really enjoyed it.
Hi, I'm Jess and I'm talking to... Okay, sorry. Hi, I'm Jess and I'm talking about camera operating. This role entails making VTs, working in the studio and taking orders from the director.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Hayley and I'm going to be talking about Presenter Talkback. I love Presenter Talkback because nobody else knows what you're saying apart from the presenters.
Thanks to everyone that got in contact with us.
And a huge thank you to everyone who got involved, all students, staff, and of course our fantastic studio audience.
Hello and welcome to History, just one of the many shows this year brought to you by CCI TV.
I guess World War II started in 1944.
Okay, it's recorded.
You ready?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Freddie Goring and I'm in the CCI studio and I'm going to talk to you about operating the TriCaster. Now, it's a really important bit of information and a really key role in the studio. I did it for one of the Blue Group's TV shows this year and it was really successful, so look out for it on the CCI YouTube channel and you'll see me in the credits.
Hi, I'm Jake Ives, but you can call me... Hi, I'm Jake. I went out and done some VTs for the history show. Great idea, looking at some hidden tunnels at Widley. Great planning, went there, great shoot, and got back and we couldn't use none of it because there were some things that Mark said that we weren't meant to say. So 2 days gone of my life.
What's down there? Oh, no one seriously knows we're here. Genuinely, it's the most scared I've ever been. I don't know who knows we're here, and this is all where they used to. This is basically what they didn't want us to see.
We hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure to join us next week for another brand new programme.
Bye!
Bye-bye.
Hello and welcome to the film show live at Express FM. This is one of the many shows being brought to you by final year television and broadcasting students, live from the hustle and bustle of the Eldon Building, home of creative and cultural industries here at the University of Portsmouth.
Hello, I'm Rachel, also known as RJ, Jazzy Jones, Jazzmeister, whatever you want. I've been directing here now for a year. It's been a year. And I'd say it's probably one of the most eventful things I've ever done in my life.
But that's it for today's show. Thanks all so much for listening.
Hope you all have a good day and enjoy the rest of the day.
Have a good Christmas.
Yes.
Christmas, I'm so excited.
Thank you again for listening in. But that's
Thanks,
it for
guys.
us now.
Bye.
I'm Mark, and throughout this show we're going to have an array of possible, plausible and illuminating theories behind what's really out there.
If you were wondering what on earth Mark was talking about before, it's no surprise, because it really is out of this world.
Sorry, I've been in space, you saw earlier, but I'm here now. Can you imagine the possibilities of a gigantic structure big enough to cover our sun in such a way that it allows energy released from the sun to be absorbed and turned into electricity?
Hi, I'm Ryan, and I, for the show, sometimes do some camera work, but behind the scenes, or some pre-production, I mainly focus on editing, some of the VTs, or my main part throughout the year has been producing some of the graphics for the Dyson Sphere show, or the science show, that the mainly focus on or around the Dyson Sphere VT. So yeah, basically that's pretty much what I did and what I do. So I was promised a coffee, so I might actually take them off on that. Get this thing off. Oh my god. See, this is why I don't do sound or anything, because I don't know anything about this stuff. Can someone work it out? Take it off.
We have your coffee waiting.
Hello, I'm Ryan, and I produced CCI Out of This World. And, it was a very hard task, but it all came together in the end. Very good show, very enjoyable to watch, and I just hope that everyone else liked it.
Be sure to join us next week for another brand new programme.
But remember, keep those eyes skyward, you never know what you might see. Bye!
Bye!
Oh god, it's literally been the most hectic morning, literally. I was playing with the Portsmouth Destroyers, then we were just mucking around. He threw the ball, it went flying, so he was like, right, go on, chase after it. Here I am at Eldon Building, but I made it, so it's fine.
And what are you wearing?
I'm so out of breath, Johnny. Woo! Well, this is the official kit of the Portsmouth Destroyers, so I had to look the part, you know what I mean? I'm even sitting like it. Can't believe it. They've converted me into an American footballer. I literally can't believe it. Should we get on with the show?
Yeah.
Oh, guys, hello and welcome to Touchdown Portsmouth. I am so out of breath. Just one of the many shows this year brought to you by CCI TV. I'm Molly Lucas. I was presenter for the sports show for Blue Team. It was one of my favourite shows of the year by far, because I got to do some like wacky, crazy stuff. So we did this massive opening scene where I was running literally from, it was South Sea Common, and it looked like I was running all the way through, you know, skating rink, an American football field. It was crazy, it was literally insane. So we did that over a couple of days, but that was so much fun. If you watch it back, you'll be able to see how like wacky and crazy it was. I literally made a fool of myself. But it was all for a good cause, because Blue Team were great. So that was...
next time.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hello and welcome to Land Rover BAR headquarters located in Old Portsmouth. Today's show is one of many brought to you by the University of Portsmouth's CCI TV. I'm Gemma Frith.
And I'm Mark Henderson. This week's show is particularly special as we are coming to you not from the Eldon building, but from this incredible facility with this amazing view to tell you all about Land Rover BAR's team's journey to bring the cup home.
Hi, my name's Oliver Ray, and I done the jib at the TV Trans Show. During the show, I wasn't really used that much. It was mostly quite cold outside, and it was raining, and I was lonely and a bit tired, so it wasn't too bad.
Hello, my name is Johnny Quinn. I was the producer for our outside broadcast, which was at Land Rover BAR. We got to film some stuff with a very fancy camera, but we were in a rush because everything was very last minute. It was very stressful. It was really great.
Hopefully you've learnt a little and want to find out more about professional sailing.
Unfortunately, we have come to the end of our show. Thanks very much.
Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Yeah, just everyone's just going to go, thanks for watching, bye.
Okay, ready?
Bye.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
And welcome to the Special Creative and Cultural Industries live programme.
That's right. And moving on from the world of animation and gaming, we should be looking at what television and film students have been up to this academic year, including live outside TV broadcasts from Land Rover's Ben Ainslie Racing and Fratton Park.
We'll be looking at some hard-hitting and thought-provoking documentaries and news on student success in the Cannes Film Festival and other media highlights of the academic year.
We will also be featuring more island city stories throughout the show. My name's Gemma.
My name's Jack.
And I'm Nicole, and we're broadcasting live from the Eldon Building Hub in the University of Portsmouth, and this is a final year graduate show 2016.
This show will give the chance for film and television students and lecturers to tell us what they've been up to this year and to showcase their work right here in the CCI TV Hub.
But I hear you ask, what is CCI TV?
I'd be surprised if they don't know, to be honest.
Well, if they didn't know before, they're going to find out now. CCI TV is a student-led, student-run television channel that broadcasts live shows right here every Friday. We'll be talking to 3 managers of the channel in a moment and seeing what it's all about. But first, let's look at some of the best bits throughout the year.
Hello. I'm Greg.
And I'm May, and welcome to CCI TV.
Portsmouth life expectancy is 8 years lower for men and 4 years lower for women compared to the least deprived areas. Do you think it's true or false? Okay, we've got 3 true and 1 false. I can announce it's actually true, guys. Portsmouth is one of the most deprived areas in England. So it's making it more important than ever that we empower our young people.
What do you think of the Oculus Rift?
This is amazing. I'm inside a human mind.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the game? What is that?
It's like I've gone inside of a human mind, and there's like cables running through, and they're pink, and there's like lights everywhere. It's crazy, and there's balls that reveal people inside. It's insane.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Now. I'm a humanoid robot and I'm 58 centimeters tall. I was born in Algeria, in Paris. You can keep on asking me questions if you want.
So sweet. Okay. How are you?
I'm always feeling good. Thank you. And you?
I'm
Feeling
good. He likes you. Oh, bless him.
Just gone for the shirt.
Are you sure you wanted to go for that first, Kevin? Oh no!
That's not the word.
Oh no! Quick, Kevin, quick! Oh no!
Oh no! How long have we got? Please come tell me how many.
20 seconds.
Okay, 20 seconds, right.
20 seconds. Not long.
I mean,
15 seconds.
Not going to please the owner, that's for sure. Are you sure you don't want to
Fatima, are you sure you've got that round the right way?
Yeah. Okay, I need. Nah. Okay. Struggling.
3,
No.
2, 1.
That's it. Time's up.
Ready?
Yep.
Now, if he now goes into his pocket, go into your pocket.
Yep.
Take out one card. There's one card inside his pocket. If you open up that card, it is in fact the 8 of hearts with his signature on. Thank you very much.
Yeah, wow.
And with us to talk about the channel and the work that has been done, we have Ryan Jenkins, Jake Ives and Emma Cox here with us. Well, thank you very much for joining us today. So first of all, you guys all took on CCI managerial roles this year. So if you can just quickly tell us what your roles were and who you are. So
I'm Ryan Jenkins, and I basically was the archive manager. So I was taking cutaways and VTs from stuff that everyone had filmed through every group and just storing it and saving it for later use, basically.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, I floor managed for mainly the CCI hub, which is where we are now. That pretty much involved just making sure cables were safe and the audience was safe and happy as well. I've done that usually week in, week out. So yeah, that was my role.
I'm Emma Cox, and I was the overall sort of channel manager and scheduling coordinator. So my job was to look after all the content and all the schedules to make sure it all played out correctly.
Fantastic.
So your third year now, second year, what's the difference between the shows you were doing this year compared to last year?
Well, you have to do a lot more of them. That's the main thing, and I think it's just making sure you're prepared and you know what's going on and you've got everything planned, because you really can't leave much to the last minute, especially if you're leaving something to the last minute then, and then you're leaving it again.
Yep.
3 weeks later, it just gets a bit hairy. But
Yeah, like Ryan said, it's definitely, from second year to third year, it's definitely second nature, creating shows. You're pretty much doing it every 3 weeks, as well as helping out the other teams if they're short on staff or people to help out. So, yeah, I think it just becomes a lot more natural. You're a lot more comfortable making shows as a whole.
Definitely.
Yeah, the same as the boys really. It's a lot more pressure. You've got much stricter deadlines, so you are that little bit more on edge. But it's such good fun at the same time.
So one change that has happened since second year to third year on top of that is that you were in teams of 18 this year. That's a very large crew.
Jesus.
So was that a hindrance or did it help?
Well, I think it ends up you have more people to do
Yeah.
more things, so you can just split little jobs off and into little sort of groups of people, and then it just flows a lot easier, I think. And you've got enough people to run each of the studios as well, so it's just perfect, I think.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, like Ryan said, there's a lot more people and there's a lot more, you can set more specific tasks for them to do. But then on the other hand, there is a lot of you, so it is quite difficult finding things for the other people, so almost assigning them to do, but that's the producer's problem at the end of the day.
I've got
So
to pinpoint the two of you. You've had to manage people. How has that been?
Yeah. It is difficult. Managing people in general is, you know, gathering people to find the time and a place that you're all available is a huge issue. That was a big issue with the group of 18. Like, finding a time and place was really hard.
It's not trying to be the bad guy as well. You don't want to cherry pick the best, but you want everyone to do it. But the way I do it is first come, first serve. If they get a say in first, I'll assign them to it. But yeah, there's a lot of us in a production team, and it's pretty much just using the creative control to assign people to certain tasks. So.
Definitely. So were there any particular elements of this unit that you struggled with?
Enemies.
I think that we had quite a lot of struggles. Generally, like you said, like the group of 18 was that was a struggle in itself. Also strict deadlines, finding content. At first, we found it really difficult to fill a 30-minute show because we were used to 20 minutes. So it was a big step up. It didn't seem like a lot, but yeah, that was, I think, one of our main issues we encountered.
And yourself, Ryan?
I'd say the same as Emma, to be honest with you. Yeah.
So one other challenge that you had this year was you had to actually do a piece for radio. So how was that different from what you're used to with TV?
Well, especially in VTs, if you're filming a VT, you're getting cutaways, and it's a visual sort of hint to what's going on. But then when you're doing it with radio, you've not got that. So you have to make it with little sounds and stuff. Like ours was about film, so I edited one of them and just had a little film roll click in at the beginning and at the end, just to sort of put you in that
feel to it.
put sort of environment and all that.
How do you guys feel about it?
The hardest part of doing the radio compared to TV was where we're constantly doing TV and we get thrown to do a radio show. It's so difficult not to write a script for TV with radio, and then a lot of our scripts got sent back and was no, this is a TV script. So it was sort of, you had to listen to radio, you had to understand it before we could start approaching and making our own content. Really, I think that was a struggle with the radio show. Definitely.
Well, thank you very much for your insights on that today, guys. We do really appreciate it. Thank you very much for coming in.
Cheers,
enjoy the rest of the day.
Cheers.
Well, guys, like Gemma said, thank you very much for coming in to talk to us. Now, here's another Island City story.
Writing a book is a bit like making a jigsaw, but you don't know if you've got all the right pieces. I'll always have a sketchbook on me. I find ideas come at odd times. You know, you'll be falling asleep, you'll be on a bus or in the bath or something. I've probably worked on at least 70 or 80 books by now, possibly more. Portsmouth is an island city, so the sea is everywhere, you're never far from it. You can skateboard or cycle to wherever you want to go. It's a perfect place to live, really. When my children were quite young, I got interested in synthesizers and making my own ones and rewiring their toys. I've worked with Michael Rosen, John Hegley, Cressida Cowell, who I've worked with quite a few authors, and some of my heroes, so that I feel very lucky. I keep having ideas, so I keep writing books.
As well as live broadcasts every Friday, third-year television and broadcasting students were taken out of their comfort zone in the TV studio and were tasked with producing 3 live TV shows from 3 different iconic Portsmouth locations: Portsmouth Football Club's Fratton Park, Ravelin Park and the new HQ of Ben Ainsley Racing.
Before we talk to some of the people behind the broadcast, we thought we'd look at some of the best bits from all the shows.
Join us today live from Ravelin Park in Portsmouth.
Hello and welcome to Land Rover BAR headquarters.
We're joined by Portsmouth Ladies Football Club and the manager and captain Perry North East and Gemma Hilliard to talk through their roller coaster season.
Well, how are you finding today? Is this de-stressing you at all?
Yeah, definitely. We've got some exams coming up next week.
When's your exam next week?
Next Tuesday.
And is the alpaca helping?
It is, yeah.
See, the alpaca's helping.
Hi Mark, good morning.
Thank you so much for coming to meet us today. This is so good. We're loving the event already.
Oh, fantastic. I'm glad it's such a good day.
Well, it actually was really interesting. So last year's event, we obviously had around, I think we actually sold about 160,000 tickets.
160,000?
Yeah.
So I'm the Chief Operating Officer and the Chief Finance Officer, so I look after the general operations for the team and then just manage all the finance, make sure they spend the money in the right way.
Okay. Is that
job.
Is it a difficult job?
It's not easy, yeah. It's,
Yeah, we played against Basingstoke, who probably gave us the toughest final that we've had in as many years as I can remember. I mean, they sat players behind the ball, they had tactics to work to, and they worked.
And with us in the studio, we have Johnny Quinn, a producer of one of the 3 broadcasts, and Mike Parsons. Hi guys, thank you very much for joining us. So Johnny, I'll come to you first. So you produced the Land Rover BAR broadcast, didn't you? So what was your initial reaction when you found out that you were going to be producing that?
I was a little bit scared, quite a lot of pressure, because it's a big name company. There was a lot of people going from the uni going, oh, you got to do this really good, it's got to be the best it can be. And I was like, yeah, it's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. But yeah, just kind of instantly thought of ways in which I could start planning things out, getting things as organised as possible so that there was no kind of unexpected things that could occur.
Yeah. And could you tell us a little bit how it was different to creating a broadcast in the hub?
Well, obviously you have to consider the fact that you have to make sure that they're allowing you to do it, that all of this like health and safety stuff is sorted, because when you're doing it in this studio like we are today, there's no worry about health and safety and things like that. I mean, obviously there is, but that's all kind of all sorted out for you, whereas we have to make sure that everything's going to go okay, that there's space for us to be there, that they're happy with us being there for the appropriate amount of time. So lots to think about. This a little bit. This makes it different to doing a live show from here.
Yeah, definitely. So why did you choose to do BAR as your outside broadcast location?
We chose BAR because we wanted to kind of do the biggest name company or the biggest location we could think of in the general area, and which was when we kind of thought about it, we thought BAR is probably that kind of company. There was lots we could talk about. They have a really, really amazing facility that we kind of were lucky enough to be able to go live from. Amazing view, looking across the water.
That's great.
It was just kind of the challenge, I guess, that we were going to produce a show from their location and make it as good as the work that they already produced. So it was we kind of wanted to challenge ourselves, I think.
And were you happy with the final show in the end?
It was a lot of stress, and it was a lot of panic and a lot of last minute worries and very late nights, but it was definitely worth it in the end. And we're all, well, at least I am. I don't know about my group, but we're really happy with how it kind of came out in the final program.
Yeah, it looks great. So Mike, why is this unit so important for the third years to do?
The outside broadcast unit is fantastic. It's a great opportunity to get out of the comfort, if you like, of the home studio environment and go and visit a location and make that location part of your show. So as we said, we went to Land Rover BAR. The show there was about this, the building itself, and we were there. We were at Fratton Park for Pompey Ladies, and again, being there just brings, a bit of a wow factor to the show. And the third show we did, combined with the Union Stressless event, again, we had a petting farm that was there, and that became part of the show. And that's something we never would have got a petting farm in ourselves, but you take the show to the petting farm, and you get great value from being on location. So it's a great opportunity to get out of the studio and say, put this stuff into practice on location.
Could you tell us a few of the equipments that were used within the unit?
Yes, certainly. I mean, to make this outside broadcast unit happen, we have a satellite that we use. Normally when we're inside the university network, we can just plug in and send that feedback to our studio. But to go outside of the studio, we have to use the satellite, and we send the signal, basically say, back to base from anywhere we want. And that's what's so great, say, about having that, going anywhere you want to where you can get a satellite signal and broadcasting. And then along with that, we take all the kit we need to basically build a TV studio gallery and then, a little outside broadcast TV studio on that location, and that all gets packed up, moved on, and then put back together. And that's obviously a great experience for the students to do that.
Definitely, and it can be used in industry as well. So that's great. Thank you very much, both your insights today. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much. So thanks for coming in. As well as live broadcasts, television students, along with film students, have also created their own 10-minute documentaries.
We talked to TV course leader Charlie Watts to see what really stood out this year.
You're dealing with reality. The moment you capture reality, it isn't really reality anymore. Somehow you have to reserve that back up to an audience and make them believe it's happening in front of their eyes, or make them care about people and a story and about factors that they may not have been interested in before. I run a television broadcasting course, and the students that are on this course really get to know how to put together television programs and to convey information via live TV. That's great. I think it's a really useful skill. Documentary is a different beast. It's a different method of storytelling. The films handed in this year have all addressed actuality. Actuality is events that are happening as you're filming that you choose to follow. So this year they all had something which was more than just talking heads. That's useful. All documentaries have an element of talking heads, but you need some other action. You need some other method. I'm very sceptical about the whole homeless situation being captured in documentary. No, homelessness is a problem that we know full well that seems to be on the rise again. So that's not me saying that the issue isn't of importance for film. I just think it's really difficult to capture via documentary. One film this year called Ruthless decided to do that.
If no one tries for them, yeah, right, what hope have they got? If you haven't got hope in your life, what have you got? Nothing. Hope, faith is what the human spirit is built on.
I think it's quite startling, the results that they got. They've got people literally talking into the camera. They're talking about their time when they were homeless. They're not anymore. And it's riveting. You can't take your eyes away. The homelessness is an issue. And when homelessness is something in our society, without me going off on one, it's a problem that seems to be on the rise. It's a problem we know we've got, yet chances are the majority of people will walk past homeless people all the time and think, I don't know if I want to stop. I don't know what that situation is. I don't know if I can be bothered. Documentary actually forces you to kind of address these issues. There's another film called Mark. I think Mark is noteworthy because another aspect I want from students teaching on the unit is that they learn to handle sometimes a complex narrative.
When I first moved down here, I had a past life memory being dragged into here to be sacrificed.
And I missed it, damn.
Thanks, mate.
And Mark takes us on a completely a mysterious journey, and it even has a twist towards the end, which I don't think anyone who's seen the film actually can see that ending coming. So again, that was another kind of noteworthy film as such. And then we've got Powers. Now there does seem to be a theme every year where documentary teams focus on disability. But the one emphasis I do have is that we look beyond disability. We need to look more at people. We need to look at their stories, their struggles with dealing with life and whatnot. And Powered is a really, it's a lovely film that's focused on people that refuse to say, no, I can't do this, I can't participate. And instead it's about people that absolutely say the other thing.
If you want to do it, it's fine. All I'm saying is, it's your funeral.
Film's not necessarily about football though. And it's not necessarily about disability, it's about people's lives. And that's the kind of really key bit. Last one I'll mention of note is Scared. Now Scared is an animation of all sorts, which is very unusual for a documentary anyway.
Fear is part of human nature. You're usually scared of snakes or insects or ghosts or spiders. But sometimes you're scared of people.
And I think one of the genius moments of it is that it's actually animated in front of your eyes. So instead of seeing a nice animation that's been polished weeks and weeks beforehand, you're hearing someone's intensely personal story of them suffering with loneliness and depression, and the animation is actually being drawn while you're watching. It's quite an unnerving experience. It's one that you feel that you've definitely, you feel more informed at the end of it.
And being around people.
Key thing for whatever you're going to do, film-wise, video-wise, is you need to know when you've got a good story to go after it.
Big thanks to Charlie Watts for that insight into this year's documentaries and the standout features. I think it was amazing to find out what he thought about documentaries and the documentaries that came out this year.
On top of TVB students, this academic year has seen a plethora of unique and gripping films produced by film production students, which is amazing. So now, obviously, we're very lucky enough to watch a show reel of what they've produced.
There is some absolutely amazing work out there, and I'm with Johnny Lockland, Senior BA Film Production Lecturer, to talk more about them. So hi Johnny, thank you very much for talking to me.
You're welcome.
So there were some incredible clips in that show reel. How impressed are you with the students this year?
Very impressed. It's, I mean, it's a massive piece of work to teach that amount of students over 1 year, to see them at the end with their complete work. It's incredible. There's no feeling like it at all.
Fantastic. So, don't want you to pick any favourites here.
Oh my gosh.
But are there any that particularly stood out for you this year? Any that were particularly amazing?
There's a good selection. There's you probably won't appreciate this, but when you look at this work, I see blood, sweat and tears.
Yeah.
I've seen groups fall apart, I've seen productions. We're showing one of the films that was in the clip actually called The Folly. They shot during hurricane season. It was entirely set outdoors in February. They were slated to do their shoots over 5 days. There were 3 different hurricanes over that period. They were outdoors the whole time during the night. And I was so worried for them.
Yeah.
They did an amazing job.
A lot of work went into that then.
Yes.
So very quickly, where can the full finished films be seen?
We're showing all the films they're in a rigorous selection for the BFI show. We have a show at the BFI, which is a really cool place to showcase some of our best work. All the students are represented. We're not showing all the films there, but we're showing the cream of the crop, and then all the other students, they kind of show up, they talk about their work, they promote themselves.
That's great. Thank you so much for talking
You're
to me
welcome.
quickly there. So thanks, Johnny. And now back to Nicole and Jack, who are joined on the sofa by 2 other very special guests.
Well, thank you very much, Gemma. And yes, we are joined here by such a television drama such as she's worked on television dramas such as BBC, The Waking Dead and Casualty, screenwriter and producer extraordinaire Barbara Machin, along with the university's very own Jane Stevenson. How are you guys? You all right?
Hello.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for joining us today. So, Barbara, you've written for the shows like The Waking Dead and Casualty and Emmerdale. What made you decide to come down to Portsmouth?
Well, it's a very special invitation because making my way in the world as a screenwriter is one thing, and yes, some big shows and a long career. But this is the world of new beginnings, students, and the start of careers for people. This is my chance to give something back. I know that sounds like a cliche, but it's actually true.
Yep.
And it's enjoyable and inspirational, and that's why I'm here.
That is brilliant.
So if we talk a little bit about your body of work, what are the specific career highlights that you've had?
That's quite difficult. There's been a few years. But look, no. There are 2 answers to this.
Yep.
There are the classic sort of moments. Waking the Dead, which was my show and something I created and ran for 10 years.
Brilliant.
Won an international Emmy. Go to New York and collect that. That's something else.
Wow.
A BAFTA for a very special episode of
BAFTA,
Casualty
wow.
was fantastic. Yes, thank you. And that sits on my desk and inspires me. But can I tell you what really is always the highlight is this. You sit in a room and you write your stuff all by yourself.
Yep.
And the day that you walk out to filming and you see a whole motorway full of cars on fire, or you stand in a room and you see this extraordinary emotional scene that you wrote by yourself taking place with fantastic actors, they're the moments.
Yeah.
They're always the moments.
Seeing your work live.
Yeah. Happening. Yeah.
It would be amazing to see my work being just in front of me, acted by
that's why
actors.
we do it.
That'd be crazy. But in your career, was there any particular obstacles that you've come across?
Yeah, okay, so I could tell you terrible, torrid stories, which, which would have me sued out of town, but so I'm not going to. But no, here are the real obstacles, and these are the ones that ultimately I want to talk benignly to, you guys, you students, is that writing for a living is quite tough. It's very inspirational. I mean, making stuff up for a living is a joy, but what you have to be most resilient about are the knockbacks. There are a lot of knockbacks. There are a lot of scripts that you write that sit on shelves. All these cliches are true. You have to be the most robust, fireproof creature you know, and you have to keep your head down and keep charging at the wall. And this is true, because ultimately, your talent and your ability will out. But you have to have a pretty thick skin while you do it.
Yeah.
And actually, if there's any hurdle, that's the one that every writer will agree with.
And is that something that you feel will help you at your time at university, your role at university, to have a thick skin? Is that something you help to promote onto students?
Are you warning me about something here? No, honestly, I'm being realistic here, and that is that nothing fills me with more joy than writing, and nothing would want me to preach more idealism than writing for television. But I think in the end you have to have your body armour on, because you get out there, and in order to succeed you need not only genius and talent, which all you guys have, you wouldn't be here otherwise, but you need to have the resilience and the fight alongside it.
I agree.
That is true.
Okay.
So this question is for both of you. A lot of students are anxious and nervous to go out into the industry and graduating. So Jane, what advice would you give to them?
I think it's an incredible adventure. You've got to look at your career as something that doesn't go onwards and upwards in a ongoing trajectory, but something that is the adventure of your life. So I would say respond to projects with passion. Yes, you've got to earn a living, but you know, a lot of the time I would advocate going with your heart over your head when you're choosing projects, because that way, you know, you can put your true passion into it and really respond to stuff with such kind of excitement that gets you there at 6 a.m. in the morning or still on set at 11 p.m. at night.
And yourself, Barbara?
I agree. I think the other thing that you really, really have to do is you have to stay joyful.
Yeah.
Because as long as you're excited and you want to produce the next thing and keep your voice fresh and to go on sort of pushing back the boundaries, you have to remain the most passionate person in the room. And in the end, guess what? It all starts with us. We start with the idea, we start with the words, and everything else comes after us. So, producer sitting at my side here, but I know we have the best job, but you have to absolutely keep refreshing yourself. So that you stay very, very confident and positive and hopeful and joyful.
Definitely. Like you guys right now, you look alive on the screen, and I know it's scary and
exactly.
but you just look alive, you look excited to be here, and that's what you're going to retain.
Jane, could you tell us about your industry background as well, please?
Yeah, I can tell you a little bit.
And how do you two know each other?
We met working on Casualty. We did a 2-part special, which Barbara talked about, which won a BAFTA, actually, a little while ago now. But I did shows mainly of the long-running drama series variety. Tracy Beaker was a show I grew up on, so I script edited and worked from series 2 to series 6 on Tracy Beaker, and I did Hollyoaks for my sins. Actually, that was quite a lot of fun. But don't cast Danny Dyer if you're going to do Hollyoaks, because he will disappear in the middle of the night when you're filming with him.
Oh, wow.
You have to send a poor runner to go and find him. So yeah, I've done quite a lot of drama producing and also script development, which has obviously forged a good relationship working with Barbara, who is an incredible writer and person to be around. And you know, you ask about advice on going for your careers as well. You've got to be skillful. You've got to have, you know, a good work ethic.
Definitely.
You've also got to be a cool person to be around. Got to be fun to be around. That's the kind of person that people want to work with. So don't forget to be a nice person all the way through all this.
That's true.
You know, get along with people.
That's definitely true.
But could I add, guys, because when we did this Casualty episode together, it was the 21st birthday of Casualty. 21 years this show had been running.
Wow.
What we did, we did a very special episode, and we ran a day through 3 different points of view. So in the most well-known show known in the country, in the oldest medical show in the world, we did something really fresh and innovative and really pushed back the barriers, which is really interesting because... And we were recognised for that. We won our BAFTA for that. And I think, you know, in the end, at whatever level you're working, you can do that. And the belief...
Down those walls.
Yeah. Definitely.
That's what
Definitely.
Thanks,
it's great to hear
guys.
the inspirational words from
Thank
you.
you.
And great to talk to you. So here is another Island City story.
Well, I did art at school, and then I went off to university to do a kind of regular degree, thinking that would be a good fallback option. So I started doing classics and realised within about 2 days that I was an artist and I was not being true to myself. I got a scholarship to go to New York. Walking around the city is just the most amazing experience, and it forced me to just actually sit on the pavement and draw skyscrapers and big trucks, steaming drains, all the amazing things. I think when I look at an object and draw it, if I kind of really connect with it, it's got to have some kind of poetic meaning, some sort of metaphor. To me, it's a way of interpreting the world and looking at it and making sense of it and trying to understand what I see around me. And it's part of what I am and how I experience things and how I see. Really, you need to do it to make sense of everything. It's who I am and what I do.
Thanks once again to Barbara and Jane for joining us here in the studio. Now, staying with the topic of film, one particular set of students are on course for something very special. Barnaby Bolton, Matt Lewis and Sven Slavov have produced a film this year that has been entered into the world-famous Cannes Film Festival.
Wow.
So, here is a short teaser of Wanderlust.
I used to be terrified of the woods when I was a kid, not knowing what was out there in the dark. Now I know there's nothing out there at all.
Or maybe nothing is the thing we should be scared of.
So I am now joined by some second year students here who were lucky enough to have their film shown at this year's Cannes Film Festival. So first of all, congratulations guys on that. That is absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
So can you start by telling us a little bit about the story? What is Wanderlust about?
So Wanderlust is a character-driven fiction
Mhm.
about a brother and a sister travelling through woods and wilderness, and you never know where they're going,
Yeah.
you never know where they've come from,
Yeah. Yep.
and it's kind of all about how they interact with each other in this entire isolation. That's it. Nice and simple.
Awesome.
Okay, so where did the idea come from in the first place, and what was the inspiration, if there was an inspiration behind it?
Well, we wanted to make a film that really just focused on two people and how they interacted together, and the woods were kind of like, where I live at home is surrounded by woods, so it kind of felt quite natural to make it there. I got stuck traveling down some really lonely roads one day in my car, and it all kind of came to me, and then we developed it as a team.
Yeah.
So we took this idea of just doing something that revolved around woods, wilderness, isolation
Yeah.
again, I'm repeating myself, but
Yeah.
we just went from there.
A lot of long nights sitting down, scripting, drinking wine. It was,
Yeah.
it was a good time.
So you said that a lot of nights drinking wine and talking about it, but what happened after you had that idea? What was the first sort of steps that you started to take to turn this into the film that you did make?
Well, we kind of wanted to, we approached it by we got together a board which had all 3 different parts, and we sort of decided to visually demonstrate how we're going to do it. So we put our Icebox column, which was all the beginning ideas, so everything that we needed to do. Then we had the stuff that's in progress, and then we had our finish, which was a nice column.
We just basically proceed to, because we all kind of think visually, and you have these post-it notes, you just start pushing them to the complete side, and that's how we kind of went through the whole process.
The first thing we do is location scouting, or writing the story, fleshing out each scene individually, and then the last thing that we did was casting, which is kind of the toughest point.
Probably.
Because we got this script, it's our baby, it's what we want to make, and then we've got to find people who are going to be perfect for these
For
roles
that role,
we've scrutinized for months over every line they say, and now we've got to find someone that's going to read these lines and do it justice.
We were super lucky with who we got though. It was literally the first people that we found on both occasions were spot on. They loved the project and were really on board with it. It was really awesome.
That's brilliant. So you say you struggled with that, but one thing that filmmakers do struggle with is a budget. How did you go about that?
That was the scariest bit, really, because our approach was, of course, we make an Indiegogo, but that absolutely surpassed any sort of expectations we had. We actually reached our goal. We passed our goal, basically begging, borrowing, stealing, anything that we can get our hands on. We just pushed into the...
We quickly learned that films cost more than we expected. We wanted £700, we ended up with about £800, but the final budget was about 1.6 grand, which had to come out of our pockets, so...
Wow.
Big learning curve.
Money out of pocket.
Expensive learning curve.
So after all the hard work that you'd put into it, what was your initial reaction when you found out that your little baby was actually going to Cannes?
It didn't really sink in. It's quite cool. We were like, oh yeah, we're going to Cannes.
Oh,
Cool.
that's all right. Yeah.
I guess we need plane tickets now.
Yeah.
It was pretty surreal,
Yeah.
and even I don't know. I don't really put it into words. It's pretty ridiculous to think about this idea that we had gathered in a room, just scribbling notes, and then
it became that. Yeah, it's quite cool. Yeah.
Exciting stuff.
So how did things you've been taught over the past 2 years help you make this film?
Well, a lot of people think you can pick up a camera and make a film, but that's what we thought as well before you.
As new filmmakers coming into the course, I think a lot of people have that approach to just get a camera and
make a film.
You quickly learn that there's so much.
It's not like that.
We realized that pre-production is a huge and vital part of what we're doing.
We learned to plan, basically. The uni taught us that we need to plan storyboards. In the script, each stage of the script needs to be meticulous and thought out. So, pre-production was the biggest thing we were taught.
Before uni, you definitely think, we can just grab a camera, we've got an idea, we're going to go out and film something, and it's far from that. And there's months and months of planning to make this film.
Also the kits.
Yeah, like learning how to use these cameras, like the next level up was, visually was so nice.
I'm guessing you didn't use these cameras before?
Well, no, not before uni, and because they're quite expensive. So I wish we could use them, but no. So we love working with that camera. And it was a great experience, really. It was really cool.
So in just one word, can one of you please sum up what the experience at Cannes was like? Is there one word that can describe it?
In
three words.
We'll go 1, 2, 3, and then we'll say the word.
Right.
Yeah, ready?
1, 2, 3, overwhelming.
Oh!
They must have planned that.
That was rehearsed.
All of you thought it was
No, it's a bit ridiculous because there's stars there, there's celebrities, and we come along.
Amazing.
Lonely filmmakers from Portsmouth.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to stop you there, but that is fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us, guys.
I just want to say thank you to our university as well, because
big thank you.
Definitely.
They made this possible.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank
Guys,
you
we're going to have to wrap you up. So I'm afraid we've reached the end of our show, covering the achievements of the TV and film departments. But don't go anywhere, as we've still got a jam-packed last hour where we'll be discovering digital and covering all things from media.
Also, we'll be showing some of the best bits from this year's CCI shows, including a performance from the amazing Fugitive Orchestra. But first, here is another Island City story featuring Portsmouth's very own Andrew White.
Photography, to me, is the capturing or the creation of an image. When I first chose to pursue nighttime photography and long exposures, it was because of my family circumstances, and really I only had the nighttime to explore photography. There's many challenges to shooting at nighttime, finding your composition when you can see very little through the viewfinder. It's a medium that really challenges me and that's really kind of quite enjoyable because of the many different approaches to it and the many different sort of sub-genres within it, from night sky to light painting. I'm Andrew White and I'm a commercial photographer specialising in low-light images.
Welcome in, bienvenido and yokoso to the Eldon Hub, the home of the Faculty of Creative and Cultural Industries.
What is it like to perform in front of an audience? How does it feel to show others a skill and talent that perhaps only close friends know about?
Okay, here we go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm Gemma, and you're joining me in the CCI studio for a performance lowdown. In this part of the show, you'll be finding out about the brief history of dance and how it's changed up to the present day.
I'm Charlie, and this week is another very special week as we're going to take you through CCI TV's Guide to Employability.
My name is May, and today this show will be taking a quick look back at the amazing things achieved in CCI last year.
This week we're going to be giving you the rundown on travelling, talking about your favourite destinations and finding out the easiest and cheapest ways to do travel and much more.
Now, of course, there are many different ways that you can travel the globe, some more unknown than others and some more cost-effective than others.
This gives you the ability of free train travel around 30 countries in Europe.
It's like, if you work hard, put your all into something, you can make it happen.
Work from photography students was featured in Shoreditch Town Hall, TV and film production work was shown at the British Film Institute, and drama and performance work was seen at the Soho Theatre.
So this will be a show all about how to navigate through the demanding world of employment, debunking some of the more common myths and fears along the way.
You could be on a course being a doctor or a nurse or an accountant or a media studies student. You know, what exactly are you going to do after university, and how can you start that journey whilst you're still here?
The students can come here to use these state-of-the-art facilities to learn their craft, perfect their skills basically.
Well, it's so much fun. There's 50 states, so you could pick as many as you want to travel to and as many cities as you like. It's so much fun.
We're going to talk with a very special person within the faculty. This person has been with us since 2013 and has overseen CCI through all of its biggest achievements and toughest decisions. So let's give a very warm welcome to our Dean, Professor Catherine Harper. Thank you so much for joining us today,
it's a real
Catherine.
pleasure. Hi.
Just for those of the people who aren't aware, could you just tell me a little bit about your role and what a dean does?
Certainly. I mean, first off, I think it's probably one of the most exciting jobs I've had, and I think you've talked quite a bit about how brilliant the faculty is. And I have the great privilege, in a way, of being three things for the faculty. First of all, the manager, which is partly about making, as you say, the decisions around resource and around what we do and what staffing we need and so on. Then there's the kind of leaderly aspect, which is about setting the tone for the faculty. And I think the biggest word for me is ambition. We want to grow, we want to keep developing and keep building on our successes. And the third part of my role is really that of being an enabler. So what I do, and what I've the privilege of doing, is turning the lovely ideas of other people into actions. And I find that very satisfying. We receive the results of the National Student Survey, which were brilliant for us this year. I think we've got satisfied students. I think students are happy to be here, and that was important. And we also got exemplary, absolutely excellent information back on our employability. So last year's graduates, an even higher proportion, are already in work or further study. So a big piece of work was done over the summer to make sure that we keep going on that and keep building on success. For example, we showed at the British Film Institute in London this year, and I'd like to see that happen again. So I keep expanding, I keep having ambitions that are bigger than what we've done before, and I think for next year's graduates in 2016 we will see equally large plans and a really equal opportunity to get our students out there, making as many contacts as possible and really getting jobs. And we have all kinds of different students, from the most outgoing to the most quiet and reserved. And I think often it's a journey of self-discovery and learning to be confident in your own skin, which is critical for our students. I've learned over my lifetime to be comfortable with the person that I am, in the accent that I have and in the kind of work that I do. And I think it's important that our students know themselves during their journey. I feel passionately about third level education. It's a privilege to work with you guys. It's wonderful, and we should remind ourselves every day what a privilege it is to be teaching and both passing on knowledge but also learning from you guys. And that's the culture that I want to be dean of. So long may that continue.
Now, there is one thing that is absolutely crucial to the job application process. It can't be ignored, and if it's not done properly, it can stop your job hunt before it starts. And of course, it's a good CV.
Good afternoon, and welcome to 10 Things That'll Make Your CV Great, where we help you with the do's and don'ts of CV writing. Let's get started. Number 1. Your CV should be tailored to the job you're looking for. This is so your employers know that you're suited to the job and not another venture that is almost completely irrelevant. They want to know that you're the right person for the job. Number 2. Be mindful that your address and contact details aren't too long. Keep it simple so that your employer can easily contact you for possible interviews and application chances. Your current address is good, but do try not to go overboard. Number 3. Make it brief, no longer than 2 pages. Employers have to sift through hundreds of CVs almost every day, so keeping it short is a benefit to them and to you. Because, quite frankly, no one wants to read an entire essay about someone they haven't met. Number 4. Choose a good style. Your CV should be easy on the eyes, so choose a good and easy to read font and space out different sections of your CV accordingly. That's never been a good style. Number 5. Write a short sentence above the CV about yourself. Write about how a person should see you as such a hard-working, loyal, or team player. Something to grab the attention of the person reading it, almost like a headline. Be sure not to sound too keen. Number 6. Use bullet points to make your points concise. Bullet points can help you with spacing and listing your skills and experiences in a concise manner. Just don't overuse them. Number 7. Talk about relatable skills. Just like being tailored for a job, an employer needs to know if you have the relevant skills for that profession, such as team building or more specific skills, like being able to fix things. They can be impressive skills, but relatable to the job. Number 8. No lying on your CV. Employers can always sniff out a lie on a CV, so if you do get an interview, you'll be easily found out. Number 9. Use good references. These can be your previous bosses from places you used to work, or if you're a recent university graduate, you can ask your old teachers and lecturers to help. If they are professional and can see you in a good light, they can be a reference. Non-professional references are often frowned upon. And number 10. Look out for spelling errors. Always proofread your CV before sending it off or uploading it online. Any spelling errors left in can be a sign of incompetence and even laziness to a potential employer. Don't worry if you don't get your CV right the first time. We're all still growing and learning, and the more experiences we add, the more our CVs grow. So what's important is, be smart and have fun. A CV is about selling yourself and making you look amazing. As it should, because you are amazing. Good luck with the job hunt, and we hope these tips have helped you with your CV.
Most definitely. And now we're going to go to James in the studio, a uniquely talented musician who's going to give us a song with a travelling theme in his clever style.
Searching for answers. You better stick around, 'cause around here don't say cheers, they say good luck. They don't say cheers, they say good luck. They don't say cheers, they say good luck. Say good luck, say good luck, say good luck.
Speaking of amazing talent, we have one last treat for you to top it all off. This group are doing amazing things and are creating a big name for themselves. So we are going to leave you with the amazing Portsmouth Gospel Choir to sing us out. Take it away, guys.
Happy day,
team of Give Out. Hello, I'm Greg.
And I'm Hayley. In the next hour, we'll be talking about music, sound and digital media and the work produced by students in the Media, Audio and Graphics section of the Creative Technologies Department. Here's Kevin Curtis to tell us more about it.
Hi, I'm Kevin Curtis and it's my pleasure to be the section leader for the Media, Audio and Graphics section. In that section we've got 4 undergraduate courses: Music Computing, Music and Sound Technology, Digital Media and Entertainment Technology. So we cover a wide range from digital audio and music and recording and so on, right through websites, mobile, augmented reality, some virtual reality, through to some video and animation and motion graphics and so on. So it's a really exciting area to be in. With technology constantly moving on, it really keeps it interesting. So in the section for the final year show, we're going to have hopefully a live band playing, which is alumni from the music courses. We're going to have live installations with music, so you can interact with sound and so on via camera, just to really play with that. We're going to have some websites and mobile apps, probably have some videos going, some infographic posters, all sorts of things to sort of look at and listen to and interact with, and hopefully really enjoy seeing.
Within the Creative and Cultural faculty, we have a wide range of diverse courses, one of many being digital media.
A course that offers a creative environment that produces high-quality websites designed to international standards and incorporating current best practices. Areas of study involve animation, 2D and 3D graphics, video and media streaming to create digital media products. A specific set of skills gained from these different areas of study.
There is a constant growing need for media artists, producers and media production managers capable of designing and assembling a digital media products.
Technology is rapidly growing in today's society. Therefore, skills gained in digital media allows adaptation and change alongside safeguarding future career prospects.
Let's go back to Kevin Curtis to tell us more.
I'm the course leader for Digital Media, which is an undergraduate BSc course in Creative Technologies, and it kind of sits between some of the other courses within CT, but there's 2 main strands to it. The first is a kind of usability, user experience strand, where we're looking at digital artifacts and how to, not just make them look good, but make them work really well, so that they don't just do what you want them to do, they do it in a way that makes it really great and a great experience to want to use that website or that mobile app and really engage with it. And it's a really big thing now in industry, is the drive towards usability and so on. So that's one of the strands. The other main strand is kind of looking more mobile, smart technology, augmented reality, virtual reality, and how you can really have a much richer digital experience using these technologies. An example might be going to a historic house or a historic site, where you can have an overlay of what the place used to look like, in its pomp or whatever, or you might have an actor overlaid onto the scene via your tablet or your smartphone that's introducing what's, the place, what's gone on there and all the history. So it's really bringing things to life, which I think is a fascinating new area we can do with all these technologies now. The course itself, over the 3 years, it's hugely practical. Every unit you're more or less going to be developing some sort of artifact. It might be individual, it might be part of a team, with some reflection on that. So you're looking back at what you've done, what you could do better and so on. Because we're trying to generate students that are really good at evaluating what they've done and making it better, so they're kind of lifelong learners going forward into industry. And obviously that's another key part, is all those extra industry skills of team working, working with time constraints and all those kind of things, good communications, that are hugely important for industry. And we're trying to embed all of those things and have them in the course, so students are kind of leaving here really ready for industry. Across the 3 years, the first year is kind of the basic kind of core skills, HTML, CSS, using graphics, Photoshop, Illustrator, video, audio, all that kind of stuff, getting everybody up to sort of the same speed, ready to go into the second year, where you can really push on with those things and start developing some interesting stuff. There's a first chance to do some work outside with clients and so on in the second year. But we really build the skills in the second year, ready for the final year, where it's really all about developing your portfolio. What is it that you want to do? What are the skills you need? You've got the final year project to really create something fantastic to take out to industry. There's a client unit there where you work in a team, a multidisciplinary team, to develop something for a real client, so giving you great experience. We also do work with some high-profile external clients like the Royal Navy and the Historic Dockyard as well. So it's all stuff to get involved with, but really just about everybody finding their path and where they want to go and what they're really interested in, ready to go out into industry and have fantastic careers.
We pride ourselves here in the creative and cultural industries on the industry standard equipment we have available to us. We are now going to take a look at one of the facilities we have here in the Games and Animation Department, the VR Lab.
I'm Stoicho. I'm doing a Masters in Computer Games Technology, and I used to do my undergrad here in Computer Games Enterprise. Currently I'm researching the behavior of Parkinson people while walking on the treadmill, and the main goal is to improve rehabilitation practices and the gait navigation. So we're using the self-paced treadmill for gathering the walking input. So for the application we're using Wizard, which is a virtual reality simulation software. It connects all the devices used for the project, so the treadmill and the motion capture cameras. The main goal for the research is to improve the knowledge into the gait navigation of people on the treadmill, so it can be used in rehabilitation. And so the treadmill will allow you to walk through the environment using your own speed, and then the motion capture cameras will track your movements and record the information. The application is currently under development, so we're using the beach balls to represent the points on the path, so we can visualize them and see where they are precisely. There's a tachometer to control the speed of the treadmill. The tachometer is connected to a belt that goes around the waist of the person, and when the string is pulled, the treadmill moves. It's just a normal belt you put around your waist, and it's connected to the string, and it needs to be in the middle of the back. When you walk on the treadmill, it always needs to be someone else alongside you that needs to hold the panic button, and if anything goes wrong, it needs to be pressed and the treadmill will stop. So for the purpose of research, we can't reveal the details of what exactly we're looking for, because it might influence the behavior of the participants during the trials, mainly subconsciously, in a sense of because they know what they're looking for, and they might be, if they want to help, they might subconsciously try to do what we're looking for. I've decided to do this research because the university and my supervisor has been researching in the area of rehabilitation for the past 7 years using this self-paced treadmill, and I wanted to explore the area more and improve the knowledge that we already have.
Wow, it is amazing how virtual reality works. Hello, I'm Lydia, and we are so lucky to have such great facilities here in Eldon, all of which are used by students every day to broaden their skill set. One thing we also pride ourselves on here at the University of Portsmouth is our connection with the city. As mentioned in previous sections of the show, as part of the BA Film Production course, students have joined forces with local independent businesses to tell their stories through film in a project called Island City Stories. Here is just one of many short films.
My name's Emma Nicol, and I'm an illustrator and designer from Portsmouth, and I create embroidered homeware and accessories. Portsmouth has always inspired my work. I was born here and I studied at the University of Portsmouth. I really love working away in my little studio. I love working with fabric. I love its tactile nature. I love to create straight lines with a sewing machine, and the sewing machine wants to make it wonky. I sell my products online at local markets, also at a local shop called Made with Heart. It's such a challenge, but I love to do it.
Featuring another 2 Island City stories later in the show. If you'd like more information on the project or would like more in Island City stories, please visit the website on screen now. Another course offered within the School of Creative Technologies is Music and Sound Technology. We caught up with Phil Thompson, Music and Sound Technology course leader, to find out more about the course. Here's what he had to say.
My name's Phil Thompson. I'm the course leader for Music and Sound Technology here at Portsmouth University. Our course is very wide in its scope. We do studio type work, we do programming, analog synthesis, digital mixing, analog recording, and a whole spread of musical skills required to get into the music industry. The days of learning to do one thing and going into industry and doing that are gone. You've got to have a broader skill set and be able to adapt and get into other areas of the industry, which is what this course is set up to help you do. We have 4 cores of the course going through studio work. We do studio work through all 3 years. Experimental music performance, which is live sampling, using Ableton Live and recording in a live situation, then building and manipulating sound as in real time as you're there. The other side of it is using Max MSP and Pure Data, actually creating plugins and instruments in the digital realm. And also we have the contextual side of the historical side of music, where certain genres have got their influences from, how they've developed over the years, and you can then study your own genre, chosen genre of music, and study its origins and its roots and its history.
One of the great things about Music and Sound Technology course is the work they do to develop music software to help society. 3rd year Music and Sound Technology student Daniel Johnson has been working hard on a project called MAVA. Music and Visual Aid, MAVA is designed to be an accessible and affordable music therapy solution. Music therapy allows music to be used as a tool for social, physical and emotional growth, also helping with motor skills and tending to their social and emotional needs.
It is based on the user's movements, which are captured via Microsoft Kinect and transferred via Open Sound Control to the audio and visual engines. These are developed in open source programming applications, Max MSP for the audio and Quartz Composer for the visual movement from the user generates a relaxing and therapeutic soundscape, as well as providing real-time graphical feedback, which aims to enhance their experience. It has been designed to not only be used in sensory rooms and other purpose-built multi-sensory environments, but also to be used at home in the family environment, which increases family and social interaction.
MAVA benefits have already been shown by a participant with cerebral palsy as a tool in promoting voluntary and independent movement. By using cause and effect method, the user quickly realised that they were in control. This also encouraged their engagement, which not only provided the physical therapy via movement, but also mental stimulation above all, enjoyment.
Daniel hopes to develop MAVA further as a completely standalone application to be used in both special needs centres and family homes. We're going to take a short break now, but when we return, Lydia is going to tell us a bit about some other applications that are being developed this year in the School of Creative Technologies. we're joined now by the boy I used to be. So thanks very much for joining us, guys. Just right off the bat, it's quite an interesting name. Where did you come up with that?
The name was a bit of an accident. It was just a load of words thrown together, really. There's nothing with a deep meaning behind it. So, yeah, like a monkey with a typewriter. Eventually, you'll come up with a band name.
Okay. Fair enough. No, I like it.
Those of you who do music and sound technology, just walk us through it, sort of what you get up to sort of during your day-to-day in your course.
So I'm doing music and sound technology. I'm currently in second year. Just sort of working on recording over at Middle Street, working on different techniques, and then digital sound, learning how to use different programs to make, as you were talking about earlier, just sort of using software to help the community and stuff like that.
Brilliant.
And how were you guys formed? How did you guys get together?
Well, it was originally me just doing like a solo project, and then I met Max on the course. We were in the same year of music and sound tech. Callum moved down from Edinburgh to come and join the course. So if someone moves that far, they're allowed to join the band. So he ended up playing bass for us, and Andy's been an old friend who's just joined us on drums this year.
Yeah.
And you do lo-fi music. What's that? Tell us about that. Because I've never heard of that before.
Tell us a little bit about that.
We really like indie music, but we like the fuzzier kind of grimy side of it. So it's a bit more rough and ready than, say, one of your bigger indie bands. Yeah.
Could you tell us a little about the bands that kind of influenced you and what you're listening to at the moment?
What are you listening to at the moment, Callum?
I'm listening to a band called Methyl Ethyl at the moment. They're really good, really nice tonally. I don't know, influences for us, that's kind of a tough one though.
There's loads of stuff that we kind of mix together really, like Max, when he kind of joined the band, he's like really into brand new, whereas I'm kind of more into like guitar music. Callum's a bit of a mix, so we kind of bring loads of different stuff together.
Yeah, I think that's why it works. One of the reasons it works, to be honest, is that we've all got really different influences, and that's what we kind of bring to it.
So you work with Pie and Vinyl Records?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, tell us about that. Is it good? Is it bad?
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, no,
Not
they're
gonna
really
slate
good
it,
for us. They do a lot for us, like helping putting on shows for us and helping us with releases and stuff like that. You know, they've got tapes for us and stuff like that. So, yeah, they've been a big help for us, I think.
Yeah, kind of any music we want to put out, they will help us put it
brilliant.
out.
So they're sort of like, they do what you want to do, not what they want. It's sort of in your hands rather than theirs. Yeah. Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
So what's your favourite thing about performing, about sort of getting on stage and doing that?
I think everyone's quite nervous about being on stage, really. I don't think anyone's like completely comfortable with it, but I quite enjoy just being in the zone for half hour.
Yeah, really. That's it. Getting in the zone and just playing music, really.
Yeah.
Just enjoy that side of it.
Because I saw you rehearsing earlier, you sounded really good. Have you played here tonight, or are you playing?
Yeah, we played a little bit earlier, and we've got another set in about less than an hour or so now. So we're looking forward to it.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So So do you prefer doing it sort of the live stuff, or do you like getting in the studio and recording it there, sort of playing your tracks? What do you prefer?
Well, how we kind of record is like we kind of write and record at the same time, and then we'll translate it to how we play live. So for us, the live show is a bit more collaborative at the moment. So we're hoping to get in the studio soon where we do it all four of us together, which would be really cool. That'd be the first time we've done that. But at the moment, I'm enjoying the live stuff more just because it's the four of us. We've not had Andy on drums for very long. So, and then probably recording will be our favourite bit once we get to that, I think.
And I read somewhere that your song has got 40,000 hits on Spotify. Is that true?
That's true, yeah.
How does that make you feel? Because that's incredible. That's amazing.
It's really cool, yeah. It's quite surreal, actually.
Yeah.
It kind of almost happened overnight, really, didn't it?
Yeah.
I think it got put on a certain Spotify playlist in America. And
wow, so not even here, brilliant, yeah.
If you look at our sort of most played places, it's like one of them's like New York, then Los Angeles. It's really strange. Yeah. Yeah, amazing, right? We need to get a tour sorted in America, really, don't we?
Yeah, I think we're more popular in America than we are over here, really.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So what's next for you guys? Have you got anything planned? Any sort of tour dates or anything like that that you could tell us about?
We're playing on the 11th of June in Southampton with a band called Cabbage.
which is it's an odd name,
Cabbage.
but they're a good band.
Right.
And then we're playing at the edge of the wedge down Albert Road with an old Portsmouth band called Empty Fish, but that's sold out now, so sorry about that, guys.
Can't get tickets, I'm afraid, guys.
VIP, surely.
We'll give it a go.
Make an exception for us too.
Couple more. So what about albums or anything like that? Have you thought about recording an album?
Yeah, I think that's something we're looking to for the future. Maybe it's the end of this year, but I think we're just taking it as it comes at the moment and enjoying where we are. And you know, if we end up getting to that point and we write the material, then yeah, I think that's something that we could work to. But at the moment, I think just taking it as it comes, eh?
Just enjoying yourself, yeah.
Cool. So what's been your favourite experience as a band together, like since you started?
Me and Max, when it was just the two of us, we got to support Johnny Marr, which was pretty cool. Yeah, these guys weren't involved.
Sorry guys, just the two of them. Off your fault.
But it's much more fun doing the shows with the four of us now. Probably, like, we played our first gig as a band at Record Store Day with Pie and Vinyl, so that was pretty good.
Yeah, that was really fun, yeah. Yeah, there's been some good highlights, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what would you say your favourite experience is?
Oh, my favourite experience.
Put you on the spot, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's all right. Probably Record Store Day. We had a
Yeah.
really good day that day, yeah. It was cool, like, hanging out with the other bands, and as I say, like, in sort of conjunction with Pie and Vinyl as well, they always, like, put on a good show and take care of us and stuff, so that was really good fun, yeah.
And quickly, who would be your sort of like dream band to support?
Oh, should we say one each?
Yeah, say one each.
Okay, mine would be like Tame Impala. Why not?
You're taking it.
I don't know, maybe Radiohead. That's fine.
Good choice.
Let's go Warpaint, because they're playing in Portsmouth, so if we can make that happen,
Yeah,
then let's
someone
do
make
it.
that happen.
Warpaint, let's do it. Let's make
Brilliant.
it happen.
Okay.
Thanks so much for joining us
Yeah,
today,
brilliant.
guys.
Thank you for having us, guys.
Thank you.
We're going to head back over to Lydia now, who's got a bit more information about the applications developed every day. So.
Welcome back. Here in Eldon, there are applications developed every day. As part of the digital media course, apps are created by students, two of which we are lucky enough to be able to show you today. The first of which being Olangutan. Olangutan was designed by Adam Messina and Adam Catterall and Simon Dyer to be a simple, easy way of learning a new language on the go. Heavily inspired from similar existing apps such as Duolingo, users can select a language from the list of available courses and begin by completing quizzes to help them become familiar with their chosen language and progress through the lesson categories. The app utilizes Bootstrap framework, enabling it to be progressive through the course and have scope for future additions, such as more in-depth teaching techniques and scoring systems. Olangutan currently has basic support for 3 languages, German, Spanish and Italian. So if you want to learn a new language without any stress, this may be the app for you. Now, as university students, we are all partial to the occasion drink, and who doesn't love a good cocktail? The second app being demoed on screen now is an app created by students Elliot Whitehorn and Freddie Clark called Bar Cupboard. Bar Cupboard is a mobile application designed to allow the user to search cocktail recipes based on either drink name or available ingredients. Users can also select a random drink from the database as well as save their favourites to be viewed later. Back to Greg and Hayley shortly, but first is another Island City story.
Every project I like to tailor for my particular clients. My client wanted it to be a real man cave. We have a Barber scissor clock, Jack Daniels wall lights. We also have TVs that are situated in the mirrors. So every project is unique. Hi, I'm Lauren Matthews. I set up Lauren Matthews Interiors 18 months ago after working in the industry for a number of years. I enjoy working in Gunwharf Quays in Southsea. It's a vibrant place to work. I primarily work on commercial projects and mainly in the beauty salon design area. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoy the whole process. I enjoy walking into a building like this and its breeze block, seeing this project through from my very first conceptual ideas right through to completion and handing the keys over to my client and seeing how thrilled she is with it. It's a very rewarding job. I love it.
Entertainment Technology is a course that also runs within the Creative Technologies department. New digital technologies bring about fundamental shifts in the way we produce, distribute and consume entertainment media. This course seeks to combine practical digital media production skills with the sophisticated critical study of new media forms. Essentially, you'll be developing creative and professional new media skills associated with the entertainment industry.
Entertainment technology students are responsible for a large amount of professional standard videos that are produced here in Creative Technologies. Coming up, we're going to have a chat with Kevin Curtis, but first we're going to take a short ad break featuring works of an ET student.
When I grow up, I'm going to live in a silver castle in the clouds. And I'm going to have all-day bubbly baths that are made from real roses and real geraniums. And I'll have soap that smells like cake and soap that smells like sweets. And I'll have a special delicious perfume for each room in my castle, so I know which room I'm in, even if I have my eyes closed.
Bomb Cosmetics. Nurture your inner child.
It's great to see how much work, the amazing work is produced with the creative and cultural industries. We've got Kevin Curtis here with us now. How are you, Kevin?
I'm good, thanks.
Good. So introduce yourself in case anyone's just tuned in, because we have seen you already today.
Indeed, yeah. I'm Kevin Curtis, so I'm the section leader even for media, audio and games. So overseeing ET, digital media, music and sound technology.
Brilliant.
So could you tell me specifically what you do within the university with the students and the courses that you help run and that sort of stuff? So just sort of general overview.
Well, the ET and digital media courses sit kind of in the centre of creative technology. Obviously, we've got all the specialist courses like the games courses, animation and so on. So digital media and ET they kind of cover some of those things, but there's more some experimental stuff, web, mobile, all that kind of stuff, looking at 3D stuff and things like that. So they kind of sit within that. I mean, ET was the original course that Creative Technologies came out of. That was the one that started it all off. And then all the bits like animation, music were so successful, they turned them into fully fledged courses of their own. So, that's how Creative Technologies came about.
And to you, what would be the biggest success of the courses?
The biggest success, well, obviously the graduate show like now, it's seeing the work that students have produced, showing it off. This is the best part of the year for us, when we do see all the fantastic work that students have done, all the hard work, all the tears, frustration, anger at us and all that sort of stuff, and it comes together. It's like, and that's, you get brilliant artifacts. Yeah. It's like fantastic. And then, of course, we've got graduation coming and students going on to careers. I mean, I've already had final year students saying, I can't come down because I've started my job already, which is amazing, because that's the bottom line, is why everybody's here, is to get you onto fantastic careers that, in 20, 30 years' time, you look back on and go, actually being at Portsmouth, the uni, they set me on the right path, I'm having a fantastic life, etc. That's our ultimate goal. So, all of that this is the fun time of year when you see all that come together.
Yeah, 100%. So what's some of the technology that the students get to use and some of the equipment that they get to play with?
Well, there's a lot of new exciting stuff coming out. I mean, next year we've got a new unit around 3D interfaces coming out for digital media and ET. And that's kind of your science fiction. You've seen it on films where you've got this screen in mid-air that people are pushing and all that sort of stuff. It's like, well, we can do that now. That's where we're at. So we've got one of our lecturers who's got a new unit in that, and the students are going to be doing it. And it's tied into research, which is another great thing. So it's genuine, cutting-edge research. Students doing that in the 3D domain, because everything's kind of going 3D now with Google Cardboard, cheap devices for phones. You've got Facebook now with buying out Oculus Rift, the VR headset, all the headsets that are coming out, Sony gaming headsets. So technology just keeps leaping forward. So, every year or 2 years there's something new and exciting coming along that we can kind of embed into the curriculum.
And just very quickly, what is the future of entertainment technology?
The future of entertainment technology in all the courses is really great because, all of this stuff changing and adapting and so on, we're building really strong courses that are going to go on. And again, it's that getting the right students onto career paths that they want. So the future's bright, like the sofa. It's purple, it should be really, isn't it? But yeah, no, it's all good.
Brilliant.
Wow.
Thank you very much for coming in for
Thank
a
you
chat.
so much for your time, Kevin. Cheers.
We've had a lot of good stuff come on today with the culture industries. In a second, we're going to meet Jane Chandler, Deputy Dean of Faculty and Creative Industries. So here with us now is Jane Chandler, Deputy Dean of Faculty of Creative and Cultural Industries. Welcome, Jane. Thank you very much for joining us today. So we've had a great year here at the faculty. What have been your highlights and your favourite bits of the year? Has anything sort of massively stuck out for you?
Well, I think today, I have to say, it's been a fabulous day. A huge amount of work from students.
Just
and
sort
to
of a buzz
see it,
around
the
the
buzz,
building,
to
isn't
see
it?
it all come together. I've just been to the fashion show, and I know at the moment that Kisses from Omaha is playing, which I had a preview of last night, and it was fabulous. So anyone who's here and can go out to the marquee, go and listen. They are superb. Other highlights during the year have been the opening of our Creative Careers Centre here in this building to actually give our CCI students support for placements, either year-long or short placements, and to work with employers and to support our students into work at the end. And also the opening of our White Swan building, purpose-built TV studio, drama studios, a studio theatre, music practice rooms, interlinked with the new Theatre Royal, a key theatre within the city centre, and we're working together with the theatre, and the buildings are working together, and as part of that they've had the back half of the theatre completed and renovated, so that's been fantastic.
Brilliant. And obviously you spoke about the White Swan, but the facilities we have here in Eldon are like beyond
Amazing.
brilliant.
Yes.
Are there any more plans for any more facilities to be introduced?
We've got Express FM moving into the building in the next few weeks, and we're going to be putting more money into more equipment for students and doing some building work over the next few months to enhance some of our print facilities and to provide some additional space for postgraduate students and for other people as well. So we will again this summer do some small amounts of building work just to keep the building up with what we need.
Brilliant.
So the faculty has funded quite a few student projects and has worked alongside students to produce some amazing work. Could you tell us a little bit more about that and any experiences that you've had with that?
Well, that's been great, but as a faculty we put money aside each year into a professional practice fund which students can bid into to actually support exhibitions in London and other work. And again, tonight we're seeing some of that with the Kisses from Omaha, where there's been some pump priming money into that musical which has been written by a student. And we've got other student projects going on which the faculty have supported. Again, today, over this last week, we've seen the building of the Odd Triangle, which is a structure between here and the Guildhall, which will bring a dead piece of land into community use, and that's been done in conjunction with the City Council and the Brooks Centre, and our students have been involved in the design and building. And that's now, if you walk back that way tonight, you'll be able to see it.
Brilliant.
And sit.
I can't wait to see it, yeah.
So there's research and innovation is a big part of what goes on here. Could you, are there any exciting projects or research projects going on at the moment that you could tell us a little bit about?
Well, we've got quite a lot going on, so it's hard to know where to start.
Okay.
We've had one of our members of the staff, Lincoln Geraghty, has just come back from America, possibly Chicago, might not be right, it was Chicago, definitely the US, where he was presenting at a conference celebrating 50 years of Star Trek, which is quite something. We've had students involved this year more and more in involvement, which there's been a film showing in the atrium today, and with student-led research, bringing together academics and students from across the university, and that's included a fashion hack and other events related to well-being and sustainability. We had a breakfast meeting in the Spinnaker Tower a couple of weeks ago on sustainability, led by our new Professor of Architecture, and that brought together people from across the city to look at what can we do to improve sustainability and the environment within the city. We've got Professor Joan Farrer has recently been awarded a huge EU grant for Pontoon, which is bringing together people from a number of places across the country and working with colleagues in France as well. Brilliant. And that's just a small taster. I think if people have got time today, if they wander through some of our corridors, they will see sort of potted biographies of some of the work staff are doing and some of the work students are doing, and the awards our students have been winning over this last year. More and more are winning national awards for their work. We've seen more students than ever win a national achievement in graphic design. We've had students win photography awards, and across our whole range of disciplines, and students are just out there doing it. It's fantastic.
Just very quickly, earlier this month you met with Wendy Powell.
Yes.
And you undertook several experimental exercises. Could you just quickly tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, right. Yes, I didn't do her exercise one, but I did a few weeks ago, went down into the virtual reality lab and tried out Google Cardboard, which is a headset into which you can put your mobile phone and have a virtual reality experience. It was fabulous.
Brilliant.
It was like you were there, in that you could move around this small flat and
fantastic, yeah.
see what it was like into your headset.
That's amazing.
Brilliant.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
thank you so much for your
Thank
time
you very
today. Really
much
appreciate it.
Thank you so much to Jane Chandler for coming on this evening's show. As promised, here's another Island City story for you.
I've always loved Portsmouth as a city just to kind of have fun in. It's always had that fun student atmosphere. It's by the seaside. It's great in the summer. It's one of the best places to be. I love the parks. I love the gunwalk facilities. They're huge, clean. We've got access to dozens of restaurants. We've got the seafront right across the way. We had our Christmas party on a boat, which was totally awesome. Having the 30 guys here and girls is really, really good. It makes it a much smaller, nicer, friendlier environment. So it's really great just get to work with talented people. Ultimately, it's getting the game to be as well loved and successful as possible, and I love that challenge. I'm Phil Davidson. I'm a producer, and we are Free Jam Games.
In this 3-hour broadcast, we have looked at the amazing facilities and work here in Eldon, and it is truly astonishing to see the achievements of the students this year. This year on CCI TV, we have broadcast over 25 hours of live content and have had over 40,000 viewers to finish this academic year. Final broadcast, let's take a look at some of the highlights the Yellow team have brought us.
Hello and welcome to today's CCI TV show all about performance. I'm here in the newly refurbished New Theatre Royal, one of the birthplaces of performance.
Portsmouth, a show exploring the cultural influences on Portsmouth, brought to you live by CCI TV here at the Faculty of Creative and Cultural Industries at the University of Portsmouth.
Hello and welcome to the Education versus Politics show, a programme exploring how politics affects education in the UK. We are coming to you live on CCI TV here at the Faculty of Creative and Cultural Industries at the University of Portsmouth.
Hello, I'm Lily.
And I'm Abby. And welcome to our show on technology.
Technology is constantly around us every day and we are always in need of it.
Just look at all the technology we need to bring you this live broadcast.
So stick around for some exciting gadgets, including the Google Glasses, the Oculus Rift, and most importantly, a dancing robot.
Hello.
I'm Greg.
And I'm May, and welcome to CCI TV, where we're now live from the Eldon Hub. Today's show is part one of a two-part series all about performance.
Hence the masks.
Hello, and welcome to the CCI Review Show.
Hello, I'm Lloyd.
And I'm Molly, and welcome to one of the last live CCI shows of this present series. Here at the Creative and Cultural Industries faculty, we take pride in our professionally made television programmes, and our course is dedicated to achieving the best and most entertaining shows possible.
But given that we are students learning our trade, how do we compare to the professionals doing it for real?
In today's show, we are posing that question to professionals working in the broadcast industry today, so stay tuned to see how they rate CCI TV.
Hannah is experiencing one of the Oculus Rift demos. This demo gives the subjects the opportunity to experience what it would be like to be in the human brain. So Hannah, what do you think of the Oculus Rift?
This is amazing. I'm inside a human mind.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the game? What is that?
It's like I've gone inside of a human mind and there's like cables running through and they're pink and there's like lights everywhere. It's crazy and there's balls that reveal people inside. It's insane.
Well, I've heard a lot of positive things about the Oculus Rift, as well as negative things. I've been reading articles, YouTube videos. You can be feeling a bit of motion sickness. You get so immersed into the game that you're unaware of your surroundings. Do you get any of that at the moment?
Yeah, to be honest, I can hear you, but I haven't got a clue where you are other than this general direction. I can definitely see how you could get motion sickness because obviously my feet aren't moving, but in this I'm moving the whole time. Honestly, I think it's amazing. It's incredible. Oh God, I don't know how to explain it. It's just insane.
So what type of age group do you think this like aims at? Like young people, people my age, 20, older people? What do you think?
Well, the one I'm in right now, it's educating me about stuff. So I think this could be really useful for like education or like young kids learning about the mind or anything else. But then it could be aimed at older people for gaming or learning about like scientific things. I think it's got a whole range of different things that it could be used for.
So now is a robot that we use over in the Faculty of Technology. This one in particular I use for outreach, so I take him out to schools and colleges and talk about teaching STEM subjects and computing and getting people interested in that.
Cool. And what are some of his best features, would you say?
Some of his best features. Well, he's a fully autonomous robot, as you said.
Oh, yeah.
As you can see, he can move around. He's got a computer inside him that allows us to program him, and you can see he's looking at the audience, and he can hear everything that's going around.
I must say, he is very cute.
He is really, really cute. How much would he cost?
How much would he cost? Well, as I said, we're using the Faculty of Technology, so they've been using him for research for a couple of years now. When they bought him, he was about £12,000.
Oh
but
my God, that's a lot.
Don't worry, I bought this one this year, and he was £4,500, so it's coming down.
Yeah. Well, Christmas is coming, so
maybe I could swap my loan and get him to do all my
That's
work
such
for me.
a good idea. Yeah.
That's what I think is probably the best idea. And how do you go about programming him?
He uses a piece of software called Choreograph that allows you to program and animate him. It's quite a simple piece of software to use, so I use it with primary school and lower secondary. They're just little boxes and they can drag and drop and join them in. But if I work with colleges or universities, we can go in a higher programming language like Python or C#.
And so, what can you tell us about the work he does with autistic children?
Yes, as I said, we're doing some research in the Faculty of Technology and Computing. So they're working with some now robots, I think they've got 8 of them, on a project called the Dream Project. So it's looking at how autistic children and how they relate to the world, and using the now robots to help teach them emotions and relate to the world in a better way.
So cool.
Should we ask him a couple of questions? This is very exciting. Okay, here we go. Introduce yourself. Introduce yourself.
My name is Now. I'm a humanoid robot and I'm 58 centimeters tall. I was born in Algeria, in Paris. You can keep on asking me questions if you want.
So sweet.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm always feeling good. Thank you. And you?
I'm good.
He likes you.
Oh, bless him. So sweet.
Done.
How old are you?
That makes me happy.
Oh, so sweet.
I can't even do that.
No, he's very flexible.
He's very flexible. Does he show you up a lot in front of people?
Oh, he can dance a lot better than I can.
He's so
I just feel like this is amazing.
This has just made my day. It really has.
Actually made my day. I love it.
Okay, guys, so who would like to try on the Google glasses? Rachel, have a go.
Yeah, so these are the ones without lenses, but you can get ones with like prescribed lenses in, which I think is a really good thing.
Tell us what you can see.
I can just see the time and it says OK glasses.
Okay, so to activate it, you can either swipe the side or tilt your head backwards.
It's worked.
So weird,
It's recorded a video.
Okay, so if you do a pan for us now, we can see on the screen what you're looking at.
Hello.
You're recording.
Hello.
Oh, that's quite cool.
See, even though the image is on your right eye, it appears in the centre, so it's translucent, so you can get on with your day-to-day tasks.
I'm now here with some of the crew working live on today's show, so let's find out what they're doing. Hi George.
Hello Molly.
How are you getting on?
I'm not bad. Thank you.
Okay, so what's your role today?
This week I am the vision mixer, which means I control which camera shot goes live at what time under the direction of the director here. Really.
Yep.
So for instance, if we wanted a nice little close-up on my face, I'd change it to camera 3.
Okay.
And then camera 3 would go live and you get to see this beautiful face.
And what would you say the hardest thing is about your role today?
I'd say trying to listen to the director as well as listening to you in my ear and keep track of all the cameras is the
Sorry
hardest
if I'm
part.
annoying you in your ear, you
not at
know.
all.
It's a hard job, you know.
You're great.
Right, I'll
great.
let you get on anyways. We'll move on to Lily now. Do I have a spare moment of your time? Because I know directing is a hard job. Okay, so can you just tell us a bit about your role today then?
I'm director, so I'm just in charge of kind of getting the team to do what they're supposed to be doing. I work closely alongside the vision mixer, so getting the shots in place.
and I also in contact with the floor manager.
Yep. And would you say it's a hard role? Do you like the control?
I do. No, it is a good role. It can be stressful at times, but no, it is a good role. It's really
Yeah.
nice because you really communicate with actually everyone on the team. So.
Yeah, and is directing the role you do sort of every week, or do you chop and change?
No, I chop and change. I've been on camera, I've also presented a lot, but yeah, no, this is the first time I've done directing, which is fun.
Yeah,
so
would you say it was your favourite, or?
It's definitely my favourite, but it is it's quite stressful, but
Right,
it's good.
I'll let you get on, Seth. I'll move on to you. Seth, have I got a minute of your time? Because I know the counting is the hardest job probably for anyone. So what is your role today?
So I am PA.
Yep.
Yep, that's counting. It's making sure that the show runs to 30 minutes.
Yep.
It's communicating with the studio upstairs so that we know that everything's going to run on time.
Pressure.
And you actually have 10 seconds
I've
left.
got 10
Molly,
seconds, so I better wrap this up.
Better wrap it up.
Okay, no worries. Right, I think we're going back up to Frankie, so I'm going to count down with the PA. 3, 2, 1.
A few weeks ago, we had a very special guest from Sky visit us at the University of Portsmouth for a tour to speak to students and to observe how we run our live shows. Angus Gardner is head of presentation scheduling and electronic programming guide teams, and Molly was able to chat with him to get his thoughts on the TV and broadcasting course and how we run things here at CCI TV.
Okay, so today in the studio we've got Angus Gardner, who is Head of Presentation and EPG Services at Sky. So thank you for coming in today, Angus.
It's my pleasure.
First and foremost, can you just tell me a little bit about yourself and your career in the industry?
Yeah, so I look after presentation and EPG, as you said.
Yep.
So presentation is a scheduling team. It's kind of like the last element before all our channels go on air. So we pull in all sorts of stuff from all over the business to create the daily playlists that go to transmission. And EPG is responsible for all the data that populates all the TV listings on the set-top box. And I landed an interview at Sky shortly after leaving university and kind of was lucky enough to get a job with Sky and have been there on and off for, 15 years now.
Wow.
With a bit of hiatus in the middle when I went and got involved with internet gaming and a TV channel that sort of was associated with internet gaming. And I came back to Sky about 5 years ago.
Oh, lovely. Okay, well, from what you've seen of what we do here at CCI TV, how do you think we compare to the major broadcasters in the TV industry?
Well, it was really impressive to see the show today. I started watching it on the big screen in the square, and then I came in here and watched the tap dancing. And it's really good to see, firstly, just something being done at what I consider to be, a professional level. It's a professional broadcast, which is great. I sort of didn't know quite what to expect and whether I was just going to see sort of one camera on a fixed location, and it was great to see a studio. You had the studio upstairs, with the VR set in the background, and it looked really, really professional.
So the game is, you will hear a statement about modern politics and then have to raise a green card if they think it's true, or a red card if they think it's false. So is that correct, Steph?
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
And seated here at their desks are some volunteers from the audience who are going to give us their thoughts on politics. So Steph, would you like to read out the first statement?
Sure. Okay, so first statement, guys, and if you think it's true, green up. PSHE lessons are mandatory until the age of 16. Is this true or false? Let's have a look. We've got 2 false, 2 true. I can announce that it is false. I know, yeah, PSHE lessons are not mandatory in the UK, in England. So what do you guys think? Do you think it's right?
I was wrong, so no.
Okay, so do you think they should be mandatory?
Yeah, obviously, yeah, no, I do, definitely.
And what do you think?
I thought they were, to be fair, so I'm a bit shocked that I got that wrong.
Absolutely.
I thought I was certain that was true.
So you think PSHE lessons are really important?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Mark and we're here with Mill Cottage Farm. We've got pigs, obviously, there's goats, there's alpacas, there's loads of animals, and we're here to de-stress for exams. It's an action-packed event and this is Stressless Humans Live. What is your name?
Sydney.
Sydney, thank you so much. How are you enjoying today?
I'm loving it, yeah, I love animals.
Is this helping you de-stress?
It is. I've got a lot of exams, so it's really helpful. Like, just have a nice little break and go out and see the animals. It's nice.
Last but not least, we had Professor Catherine Harper tweet in saying, ask if I can name my favourite University of Portsmouth CCI TV live broadcast. Impossible. They're all great, so energetic and so diverse. It's so nice to hear that from the Dean herself.
So many great shows. Well, that really is all we have time for today. Thank you to all of our guests and thanks to you for watching. You've been watching CCI TV.
You have been watching CCI TV.
Yes, that is all we have time for this evening. We have had a great show celebrating the work we do here within Creative Technologies. If you would like to see any of our previous shows, head to our website. Or if you want to keep up to date on what is happening here at CCI TV, follow us on Twitter at CCI TV. Or like our Facebook page on screen now.
For one final time from everyone here at CCI TV,
goodbye!